Collingwood's Maple Street Sharrows provide a safe way to cycle through town and encourages active transportation for all ages. Learn more about how Collingwood plans to develop, strengthen, and support a cycling culture in Collingwood in the town's cycling plan at collingwood.ca/strategic-plans.
Are you a content creator looking to expand your audience and make your voice heard in your community? Rogers TV wants to provide you with a platform to share your hobbies, interests, and stories for free. Visit us to find out more.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home, you've called a cab or a friend, and planned ahead. Let's keep doing the right thing. Support sober driving by getting yourself and your friends home safely.
Do the right thing.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
What would be the J.D. MacArthur Arena, the second home game for the Owen Sound Junior B NorthStars. Tonight they welcome back the Orangeville Northman. They got a win just on Saturday against the Welland Raiders and look to get a double up on the Northmen. They beat them down in Orangeville 6-4 just 2 weeks ago. Spencer Byers and alongside me, Curtis Gibbons. Very happy to have you here with me, Curtis, and a big one here tonight for Owen Sound as they look to continue a very good offensive performance, scoring 15 against Welland and have struggled other than against Welland to score consistently.
This evening we are honored to recognize three distinguished figures whose dedication has shaped the very foundation of lacrosse in our community. Lord Ainsworth, Terry King, and John Pickett. The three are going to be joined by President Mark Hempstock. In late 2014, these three longtime leaders of Owen Sound Lacrosse came together with a shared purpose: to safeguard the future of the sport they had devoted so much of their time to. They recognized that financial strain was one of the greatest challenges facing our teams, often diverting time and energy away from developing young athletes. Drawing on his experience as a founding member of the Community Foundation of Grey Bruce, Terry King proposed the creation of an endowed fund that would provide lasting support for minor and junior B lacrosse in Owen Sound. From that vision, the Owen Sound Lacrosse Endowment Fund was born. Through its partnership with the Community Foundation of Grey Bruce, the fund achieved charitable status, allowing supporters to contribute in a meaningful and enduring way. Today, the fund is sustained through an annual hockey pool, public donations, and bequests. Since its establishment, it has contributed over $27,000 to our local lacrosse community. On behalf of the Owen Sound Junior B NorthStars players, staff, and executive, we extend our deepest gratitude to Lauren, Terry, and John for their vision, leadership, and unwavering commitment to the game we cherish. And now, as part of a special ceremonial face-off, we'll ask representatives Ty Tauvel from the Orangeville Northman and Sly Sundown from the Owen Sound NorthStars to please join our honored guests at center. Thank you to Ty and Sly, and to Lord Ainsworth, Terry King, and John Pickett. We acknowledge the land we play on is the traditional and treaty territory of the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation, which is comprised of the Chippewas of Saugeen and the Chippewas of Nawash Unseen First Nation. We acknowledge that lacrosse, known as the Creators Game, was gifted to the Haudenosaunee and adopted by many other nations. It holds deep spiritual and cultural significance. The Owen Sound Junior organization is dedicated to honoring Indigenous history and culture and is committed to moving forward in the spirit of reconciliation with the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation through respect, sport, and community. And now, please rise if you are able and remove your hats for our national anthem.
For the Owen Sound NorthStars, as they look again to double up on the Orangeville Northman this year. Playing again not just 2 weeks ago down in Orangeville, getting the 6-4 win and handing Orangeville what would be their first loss of the season. Since then they've lost three more after that to make it a 4-game skid for the away side. While Owen Sound looks to again try to build off of on Saturday's performance against Welland, where they scored 15. Only scored double digits twice so far this regular season, both coming against the Welland Raiders, who are winless to begin this Junior B season, so could really use another good offensive performance against this Orangeville team that looked to snap that 4-game skid here tonight at the Bayshore. And Lucas Mothersell is the main face-off taker for this Owen Sound team on Saturday. It looks like they've gone now to Nathan Coverdale, who was not dressed, against Welland on Saturday. And Aiden Kello will be the one to take him on. As it looks like we're having some arguments over the game sheet. And Curtis, what do you think is a big key for Owen Sound here tonight to get that second win against Orangeville?
You know, the thing with Orangeville is you always got to handle their speed, the way they move in transition. That's going to be their strength, and something that I think the NorthStars can really work on as well. It's a fast game. It's going to be going north-south, and they just got to be ready to run with them. Stop the transition, try to get into some 5-on-5 sets, and just slow them down the best that they can.
We'll also mention the Northman's 2 assistant coaches, Tyler Halls, who plays for the Senior B NorthStars, as well as Tanner Buck, who's in a air boot right now, but is the Senior A captain for the MSL squad, who has already played their first game down against the Six Nations Chiefs. Less said about that one, the better, though, for Steve McCarthy's squad. As faceoff was technically tied up, not sure who ended up getting the first possession, if anyone actually did or not. Now we'll go to Orangeville, who should get the first offensive set of the game, and they will. Right around the net goes the Black Shirts, and thrown down there Ball, I believe, came loose, and it does, and it will be retrieved there by Owen Sound. As trying to get away are the North Stars, just could not get away. There was Chase Garvey. Ball rolls to the center line and will be picked back up by the Black Shirts.
Great defensive pressure there. You know, you want to see that cleared, first clear of the game. You want that to go well. It's okay. Now you just got to settle down 5-on-5 here.
Gronrose, the leading point getter for this Northman squad. Off there, that shot right in front. It's saved right there by the boot of Miles Plater, who gets his first start here at home this season.
I have a feeling Miles might be busy tonight.
I would have to concur if Orangeville want to have a bounce back performance. Fired all the way to the top there. McElmoyle puts it down, looking for him, and that one just missed.
Really nice cut of the middle there. They got it to the half wall. Nice cut down the middle, and the North Stars player found him.
As Orange will try to create here. And then we'll get a chance now to get a full switch. Only 15 left to work on the shot clock, however. Looks to fire that one right into the chest protector there, the netminder, and a good save by Miles Plater. Lipinski was the shooter there as Gardner Patak will hand it off. Now looks to be for Cole Hutchinson as Hutchinson waits for reinforcements. Back for Hutchinson. Hutchinson for Everest Lone Wickens. Got that one pickpocketed and has a chance to go, so Hutchinson's got to stay. Everest Lone Wickens and Cole go back. Surprised there wasn't a reroute there towards the net, but obviously just looking for Gronrose, who now has it.
That could have easily been a breakaway there, just a miscommunication by the North Stars team, but that's where in transition they just got to clean it up a little bit. They can't let that cost them.
That pass ends up going to nobody. Had a wide open look, it looked like, as that ball hit the dirt. That shot right off of Plater doesn't get a fresh shot clock, but picked up by Bennett, and there goes Taylor Bennett, one of the top defenders for the Orange Shirts here tonight, as he'll now fire it forward. McKechnie, who's had some great performances, including in the game against the Raiders. Nice move there. Played back by the North Stars. Now finds Big Sly Sundown. Sundown looks for the pass. He gets it there. McKechnie scores! Colton McKechnie! And there's some shoving there, and Big Sly Sundown goes to clean up the garbage. And yeah, McKechnie gonna get involved again. Not happy with the extra shot he took, but regardless of all the shenanigans after the play, the first goal of the game will go the way of the North Stars and will go the way of Colton McKechnie, who gets a great pass from the big man Sundown.
Really nice here. Colton, that's the way to drive to the net hard, right? You find the middle, you keep on going, you make a good move on the goalie.
We'll see what penalties shake out here as McKechnie continues his goal-scoring form here at home. It looks like nothing came of it, which does somewhat surprise me, but I guess they decided that it was a equal fight, or at least equal scrum, so face-off won there by Coverdale, retrieved there by Owen Sound, and a chance for them to work now is Hindle.
As a player and a coach, that's the type of goal you want to start a game off. Hard to the net, down the middle. It just sets the tone for the rest of the period.
That shot blocked. Missed a couple different guys, and now reacquired there by Owen Sound. Moynihan gets it off, and it gets into the corner. Levine hit Cranny. Cranny gets hit, pickpocketed, and a chance to go here, and it's going to be a fresh break for the North Stars to tie. In scores! Answered right back by the Orangeville Northmen. They get their first on a wide open break, and that will make it 1-1.
Turnovers are always going to be tough, but when they're at the top, there's nobody else to help you. It's going to go the other way, and Orangeville does it better than anybody.
Connor Lesky with the marker. The defender looked pretty poised on that one there, Curtis. Sometimes you see defenders' eyes get a little too big on him for that kind of break, because he had legitimately all green grass, and he was able to use it all, and now pickpocket again. There, that looked to be Coverdale who lost that one. And a chance for the Northmen to get back to work.
The defensive specialist, whenever they get a breakaway, a nice simple move like that, sometimes that's all it is. Look the other way, shoot top corner, simplify it, play to your skill set, and he did just that.
Trying to make it around here, the Northmen, right back into the front. That one whistled wide. Not sure why there was a reset there. I wonder if they're counting. And it will go off here as the far side wasn't reset, and Orangeville will lose the ball. As it's given right back to Logan Klegus. As now up the floor comes Hutchinson. Hutchinson looks to fire. He does scores! Cole Hutchinson beats the goalie as he goes short side and gives reacquires the Owen Sound lead.
Really nice shot. Really good pick play on the half wall there. Let's see the replay. Yeah, really great pick. Good, hard, physical pick. Lets him to come over the top and get a nice shot short side. That's really tough to stop as a goalie. He thinks it's going to the far side. You beat him short corner. Cole Hutchinson has looked really good in the first half of this season.
Yeah, he has, and guess who set the pick was the first goal scorer? Guess who? And there's going to be a call against Coverdale. He might try to earn it now as he kicked away the stick of an Orangeville Northman, so it'll be 6-on-5 for the moment. The first power play will go the way of Orangeville. They are able to capitalize here.
I'm kind of surprised it took 5 minutes just to see a power play here, Spencer, the way that the refs have been calling the game and the new rules.
Yeah, with what we saw against Welland, there was, I believe by this point, already 2 5-minute majors that were called. So it was definitely a different start to the game, but maybe that's because Owen Sound maybe feels the pressure here against a Northman team. They know that's going to pressure them just as they had in their previous contest, as Coverdale will go for the 2-minute minor and give the Northmen a chance to tie this game back up about 5 minutes gone in this first frame. As Gronrose will start with it. That shot whistled wide, but reacquired off the hot boards. Back for Gronrose. He'll get forced. Back for him. Back pass. That shot scores! As quick out as it went in, and it will quickly tie this game back up off that power play. Holton Marshall with the marker with now 2s. It took them all of 17 seconds on the power play to tie this game back up.
I know that was a power play, but it just seems like the NorthStars are sagging a little bit off ball, or on ball, sorry. So they're allowing Miles to see the shot. Like I said, that was a power play. You know, typically that's kind of the look you're giving up. But even in the 5-on-5 right now, it looks like on ball right now. They're giving them some space to shoot for Miles to see it. So we'll see if that plays out further.
As a lot of jousting is now a chance to go. Clegg has got to try to fend him off. Nice move in, scores! And the Northmen take their first lead of the contest right off the face-off. And that's, guess who? Connor Lesky with his second of the game, which makes it 3-2.
Yeah, I kind of figured that you might see a couple goals like that tonight. You just got to be smart. You just got to take that away. You're doing nothing by being up on the ball right there. You got one guy on ball. You got to be able to protect that guy driving to the net once he beats him.
Poor Platers technically allowed 2 goals that were both, I'll say, basically, well, that one was a quasi break, but the other one was a wide open break and some jousting there as Coverdale dropped. I think somebody was what drew some ire there from the black shirts. As now Ryan Voll, who had an 8-point game in the 15-goal performance against Welland. There was too many men, they never called it. That shot right off the stick there takes an awkward bounce, and another wide open chance for Orangeville, but slow, getting back there was Ryan Voll, who's now going to get attacked, it looks like, at least thought about it, and now fended off. As Bissett gives it off. Lipinski gave it off, and that shot low but blocked in front. Some, again, jousting there off ball. That pass across! Great save, I believe, by Plater. Ball comes hot off the boards, and it looks to try to retrieve it there. I believe is Ray, as he'll take some jousting. Actually, no, Talon Brown was the one who got it. Now Brown has it right at the white line. Got to get it over. He does, and we'll try to find an option.
Great loose ball there. Great loose ball.
Hutchinson. Ooh, thought about attacking there. Gives it off for Sundown. Sundown shot. That one hits the chest protector. And the netminder there, Ty Thompson, will hand it off.
One thing I'm noticing is the refs are letting some physical picks go on. You know, the first few picks of your game, they should be as physical as you can because you want to gauge these referees. What are they going to be calling? Because if you can throw physical picks all game long, it's a huge advantage. I think they're allowing them to play. So that's what's got to be in the game plan for both of these teams here on offense.
As Cole Hunt now going to have to fire here with 3 left to shoot. He does, and a good save there by Miles Plater. Orangeville definitely has been going pretty deep into the shot clock on a couple of their most recent possessions. Thrown forward, and now Moynihan.
You want to see the offense here try to get a long possession. Try to get a reset here. Give your defense some time to rest. They've been running a lot.
Vol there takes a shot almost as you say that, so obviously your earpiece isn't working just yet, Curtis, as that one now fought and for. Well, at least they're tuning up some of the shot clock. They only have 7 left to get it. They lose it. Now we'll go the other way, and that's Tovel going the other way. Tovel, who did the ceremonial face-off with one of the A's on his shirt, as he gets forced right to the line, and he'll get thrown right into the bench. That's a free line change.
Yeah, good defense.
Played now into the corner. Played back up. Hunt trying to find his angle. He'll make a nice move. Hunt in! Missed the net. Retrieved, though, by the black shirts. Trying to find an angle towards the net. Not able to. Gonna have to fire. Will he be able to? No, sir. As he gets buried as he goes down, and there's some jousting there. And I was wondering if that was going to continue, but smart there by Owen to let that one go, and that was Zach Lemon.
You can tell these teams aren't the best of buddies.
No, they're technically, I think, local rivals, if you will. I think they may be the 2 closest teams together for Owen Sound, at least.
Absolutely.
As right around the net goes McKechnie, Hutchinson for Sundown. Sundown thought that was a shot. It might have been a pass in the end, because it went right at Ryan Vole, who just wasn't able to retrieve it. That ball right out of his hands. He never wanted to call a slash there, and I'm not sure who that was. I think that was Hutchinson. Whistle now goes. Whistle goes again, so it looks like the possession at the start as Bennett was getting fought with there. Wide open was Granruse. Pass across. Hunt just couldn't catch it, and Bennett will make sure. Definitely physical defense here by Owen Sound to begin. Couple of the normal culprits, and then Bennett, who's usually one of the more stout defenders, definitely making his presence known. As that ball stuck in the corner, the shot clock should go, and it now will. That will be Owen Sound possession. As Coverdale is making sure he'll pick it up, and he's waiting for the whistle, and he'll get it. Nathan Coverdale makes his way over the white line. Plays it over there for Brock McElmoyle. Gives it off there as he gets his check finished. Nice move there. Shot low and saved there by Thompson. That was Colton McKechnie, who's got to be feeling himself here, Curtis, with how many goals he's been scoring recently.
Yeah, hot stick. Yeah, great kid, great competitor. Great start to his junior B career.
Gonna have to keep going. That one misses Hunt entirely. Owen Sound's not gonna press here. They're gonna just kind of reset their defenses. Buried in the corner was a North Star, and there's gonna be a fight here. I'm not sure who's got a hold of who, and it's Klages, and Klages is a fighter. And he's gonna lose his bucket here in a second, I think. Oh, there now, the whistle's gonna go. There's another fight coming on here as Klages gets dropped. And I believe that's Ryan Vole going into it here. As Klages is still barking at his combatant there in Riley Bissett. Klages will go straight off, as it looked like Vole and Trent Dorr were also the ones kind of squaring off there about halfway through this first frame. And you mentioned it not, 2 minutes ago, Curtis, these two teams are not exactly friendly with one another, and that may be the first fight of, I'm not going to say a couple more, but you never really know.
It seems like it's setting up that way, which as a fan and as a commentator, I think we're going to take.
Yes, yeah. I'll take the free boxing play-by-play role here tonight.
That's right. Why not? And you know what? It's they're sticking up for his teammate. You know, I'd love to see. You know, he ripped off his cage. You're probably getting a penalty there. The ref's going to see that. You're probably going to the power play. You can always be physical. You can always find a time to go. It's one of those things. It's a good learning lesson, but you want that power play. You need that power play in a 3-2 game. There's tons of time to do that. But you're sticking up for your teammate. That's your first instinct, and then you love to see it from a team standpoint.
Now, I'll kind of bring back the curtain here for a second. Now, Logan Klages is a rough and tumble guy. He's a fighter. I'll say that he's a fighter. I've seen him fight at least 2 or 3 times when we were in Durham/Meaford last year with this junior B team. He's definitely not scared to get physical. And fun fact, when I was at PSDS, where I went to elementary school for a decade, Logan was also at PSDS, about 3 or 4 grades lower than me, and I remember him from a snow day. Believe it or not, I looked at him from, I believe, 2 years ago, and I went up to him and said, "Logan, did you ever go to Wyerton?" And he went, "Yes, I did." And I said, "I remember you from a snow day," which is just full circle being from this area, Curtis. I feel like you always kind of have those moments where you're like, I feel like I know you or know a sibling or know a parent or of some description.
Well, I played with his dad, so there we go. And his dad was a tough character. Let me tell you, nobody messed with Tyler in our midget year. He was, I can see where Logan gets his toughness from, that's for sure.
Well, halfway through this first frame, just about a 5-minute major goes up against Riley Bissett. And still barking there as the Orangeville coach is unhappy with the call. I'm assuming Bissett's getting the 5 before all that fighting happened from whatever happened in the corner, which you and I didn't see. You and I were watching the ball, at least I was for sure. So
that's exactly right. So there's that 5-minute penalty that you get rewarded for. Now, I'd love to see Logan in the game. He's a great transition player, but you know, he did what's right by the team in that moment, I think.
And now that shot there, save, that was Lone Wickens. There is some jousting again there in the corner. Just fighting it off looked to be number 14, Brock McElmoyle, his brother Keegan playing on the senior B squad. As that ball's got stripped, but somehow retrieved it and lost it, hit the dasher, and now Owen Sound has a chance to go.
Good. Get set up. Get your power play boys out here. Work the ball around. Let's get a good set here.
That's been a thing I've seen kind of notice in their power play, Curtis, is they're usually a little slow getting out. They usually only have 18 to 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Now they've got 10, and they finally really have a chance to move the ball around. McElmoyle, Everest, Lone Wickens. Back for him from McKechnie, back for McKechnie, back for Lone Wickens. Lone Wickens will fire that one wide. Can McKechnie catch? He does, but the whistle's going to go because of the shot clock violation.
Great design there. That was an excellent play. As the shooter there, and that's just maybe some inexperience, maybe a new power play position maybe this year, but you just got a few more steps to walk in there and let it rip. Use that space, it's so valuable.
And Bennett will again try to force the ball there. It's another big hit. That's from Jackson Ray, as Ray and Bennett mix up there.
I've been really impressed with Bennett so far on the defensive side, and also in transition. He's been really good for the North Stars.
He's been one of their most consistent defenders, and I would argue best defender the last 2 years or so. Passed across the top. Missed McKechnie there. Ball hot off the glass, picked up by Sly Sundown. Tried to get that one down, and that one gets deflected, and that will be another shot clock going against Owen Sound, as McElmoyle just couldn't get away. As Vole will get a couple extra whacks for the trouble. Obviously did something that Orangeville was not exactly impressed with, and he'll go earn it there, as Lesky was the one who threw him down. And again, Connor Lesky's already got 2 tonight. And now Lesky and Vole mix up, and now Lesky's gonna get the call, and Lesky's gonna keep going at Vole, and now Bennett's gonna come in and clean up the garbage. Great job, though, by Ryan Vole, who's the one who drew the penalty to pull his guys back. Again, you gotta love the new inquiry from the Guelph Regals, giving his team not only a 5-on-3, but keeping his guys out of the box.
In my mind there, I was thinking Vole was taking a penalty that whole shift. I'm like, oh, he's going to come back. That's slash.
Exactly, yep.
It's going to be a penalty, but he did the smart thing and drew one. So you love to see that. That's some maturity. That is reading the room a little bit. Good job, but now you got to be careful, because the next call is probably coming on the North Stars. Refs are always making a count in their head of what the penalty calls are looking like.
And they're definitely getting told it too. Is Everest in? Great save there, and what's going to go? And a couple extra shots down on the floor there for Everest. Lone Wickens, he's rocking the wrist there. It's going to be a full 2-minute 5-on-3 here, as cherry picking there is Lone Wickens, as trying to get around his Ty Toval. He's going to get forced into the boards there by Jackson Ray, who's going to try to just fish it around. Now Talon Brown goes in to retrieve, tied up, not picked up possession, they now do, and a chance to go.
Great job. You'll take the 30, let your defense rest again. Just let your power play take their time and really execute here. You got a minute left, 5-on-3.
Now Chase Garvey will be the one staying at the white line, as the 4-on-3 will start for Owen Sound. Sundown, great save there, just missed Lone Wickens. He'll go to try to retrieve it. Ball still on the deck, retrieved now by Vole. Vole up, Sundown. Lone Wickens in, great save there by Thompson. What a spin, oh my goodness. I don't know how he got that one off there for Sundown. They'll get the fresh shot clock.
I think Sundown's really starting to get comfortable in the box setting. You can see he's doing a few things this year that he wasn't doing last year, and he's got a ton of skill, and you can see the improvement from one year to the next in the box setting.
And they're going to say McKechnie's touched it on the way back in, so he'll now go off. Another good shot, though, by Colton McKechnie. Again, having him and Sundown together just feels unfair with how big those two guys are.
That's a great left side. You know, you always want a great left side, and those two are going to provide that all season for this North Stars team.
And now away again will come Chase Garb. He's got a couple goals in transition. Obviously knows what the meaning here is. There's now only 20 seconds left in the 5-on-3, so it looks like they're going to lose it on this very possession. About 4 seconds separate shot clock from the penalty as Lone Wickens for Vole. Scott Sundown bounces it to him. Sundown puts it back behind the net. McKechnie tries again, and he stepped in. McKechnie got one like that against Welland just a week ago, but now a chance to go here for the Orangeville Northmen as they go back 5-on-4. Down 4, Connor Leskew comes right out of the box, and he'll now take his position down in the offensive end, and he'll take a couple whacks for the trouble. He'll try to get away. He does get away. He'll get a chance towards the net. Leskew for the hat trick. Good save there by Plater. As him and Vole again jousting a little bit. But that fresh shot clock will probably mean the end of the 5, so Owen Sound comes up fruitless on that 5-minute major.
Yeah, if you're Orangeville, you're very happy with that. Now, the North Stars have to be mindful of the referees' whistles here. They have to just make sure that they play good, clean defense, because the referees are going to look for a call to even up after that hard-earned kill by Orangeville.
And that ball gets popped loose, and it will go. And the whistle will now go for the shot clock as the penalty has expired, and that will be the end of the 5-minute major. So still 3-2 here with 5 left to go in the first frame. As now Marcus Gardner-Patak will play it forward. He's got Colton McKechnie. McKechnie will look to make his move. McKechnie, nice spin, somehow kept possession as he does it. He'll play it back. He misses everybody. That ball bounces high off the glass. Cranny goes to retrieve. Picked up now Lone Wickens. He'll have to fire. He's got 5 to shoot. No, he won't. He'll just have to scoop it in. And what a play there by Everest Lone Wickens, who knew the shot clock was about to expire and just put it as far away from his net as he could. And a chance now for the Orangeville Northmen to come back up and try to acquire a 2-goal lead, the largest lead of the night. That shot right into the chest protector there of Miles Plater. Now Bennett retrieves, and he'll go. He's going to get the screen. It looks like a slight one there as Bennett will cruise into the offensive zone. He'll wait for reinforcements.
Great job getting that loose ball and getting north. That's so key. Whenever you get a loose ball, just get up past half, keep moving. Don't stop your feet. That's where they'll pin you.
Levine gave it off. McElmoyle for McKechnie. McKechnie trying to reroute. He's got 2 to shoot. That's a good save there by Ty Thompson. And now the other way will come Orangeville.
Orangeville's doing a really good job of forcing the North Stars down the wall. They're not letting anything go over the top. North Stars have to find a way to get over the top just to get this goalie moving a little bit and just a little bit more rhythm in their offense.
Cole Hunt does get to create a little space. That one right off the boot there of Plater and goes right into the rafters where Andrew Burnett, Scott Walker, and down sit. Nice move there. That shot saved. Rebound ball comes loose in the area and picked up by Plater. Plater hits a wide open North Star and away they'll go. That's Hayden Hindle. Hindle takes all the green grass he's got in front. Gives it back now to Cole Hutchinson, who's got one of the 2 for Owen Sound so far tonight. Hutchinson, nice move. Hutchinson just missed the net. Cole had a look like a pretty good shot there as take that away, and Ryan Craney takes a shot, and now Sundown's gonna go get him. And I gotta be honest here, now I know Sly is not the most physical player, but it must be pretty intimidating to see that big guy walking towards you. I interviewed him pregame. You'll see that during the second intermission, and he's, again, a pretty tall customer. He does make me look as short as I am.
I'm excited for that interview, Spencer.
I think it was a pretty good one. I like Sly quite a bit. I had a chance to speak to him last year down in Durham. As that ball goes right through the stick of a Northman, that will be an over and back call. Will Brown pick it up? Now he will. And actually, pardon me, that's Jackson Ray who picks it up, one of the A's on this team, and he'll wait for reinforcements and give it. Moynihan will run it in all the way back for Colton McKechnie. McKechnie, nice fake. McKechnie scores! Colton McKechnie right down Main Street ties the game 3-3.
Yeah, that's pretty. I'm going to like that replay, I think. Beats the defender. Keep moving through the middle. Keep moving through the middle. You know defenders are sliding. But as soon as you stop, you get cranked and you have no momentum for your shot. He keeps his feet trucking as he's going through the middle. Top corner, like you love to see those goals. Just another one that is just a huge goal for this team and creates so much more momentum when they look like that.
He had 4 goals in the game against Welland. He comes up with 2 already here tonight. It seems like he's really heated up here at home. That one right through Cole Hutchinson. A chance for the Northmen to go the other way, and it's Lesky with possession now. As now, Grand Rouge has possession.
I also played with Colton's dad, so yeah, I'm getting old.
A lot of ties in lacrosse. It's one thing I do like. It's a very, I'll say, family sport. If your dad or granddad played lacrosse, you did too. That shot right at Plater. It's rare to not see a family connection somewhere.
That's right.
In the game of lacrosse, which definitely is pretty cool to see.
It's such a great community. You know, coming to a game as a fan, it's just so enjoyable to talk to some old faces, and it's just so many great people are around the rink during these NorthStars games.
Moynihan finds, I thought, Vole. No, goes right by him. Now behind the net for McKechnie. McKechnie will run his way around. Got 8 to shoot. That shot wide and retrieved now by Orangeville.
Oh.
Nice whack. Ball comes loose. And now a chance for Owen Sound to recycle here. That's Levine. Levine hits Vole as the offensive guys will come back out. And this time it's the top ones with McKechnie and Sundown trotting their way out here. As well as Hutchinson. Vole. 15 left to work here. Vole right around, hits McKechnie. McKechnie gets around the pick, wide open. Sundown just could not catch there through the bodies. Levine fires that one, saved by Thompson. It rolled out in the area. I thought it'd be an out call. Apparently it must have stayed on the white line there. Right through the middle there, a chance for Orangeville on a 2-on-1. That one right at the pad there of Miles Plater. About 40 seconds left here in this first frame. We'll see who can take a lead before the period ends if they can. Nice spin, McElmoyle. Great save there by Thompson. Right off the shoulder. Retrieved, however, by Owen Sound. And a chance to recycle it here for Chase Garvey and the NorthStars. About 5 seconds separate shot clock from game clock. So I taking a look to see how much he's got left. And I think he just noticed, about 7 actually. McElmoyle. We'll get the screen kind of from Cranny. Gets a little bit of space there. McElmoyle in! That one just wide and goes sky. And now 9 seconds remain and a timeout taken by the Northmen will give them the last possession you have to expect, Curtis, of this period.
Yeah, absolutely. They got some great offensive minds here on the Northmen, so they're going to have a good draw up. I'm probably going to assume that they're going to pull the goalie so that they get a 6-on-5 look. They'll wait till about 5 seconds to make whatever move they're looking to do. So yeah, the NorthStars just have to play good defense, get out on hands, and take away anything off ball that looks like one-timer-ish type play. But I would assume the Northmen are going to look to make a pick on the off ball and try to get somebody free for a quick pass.
And I think you saw Tanner Buck was the one there showing around his offensive guys. Again, he's the captain of the MSL team here in Owen Sound, veteran of the game. As he gets his guys ready, and I think you are correct here. It will be a 6-on-5 to end this contest. We don't have to start their own ends. We're going to have to move pretty quick here. Cole Hunt will just cruise in. Great save there, and that will be the period. Not sure if that was the look they were anticipating, but I think Cole Hunt just saw a lane and took it. And with how much time they had, it may have been the best shot they were going to get because of how long they had to travel.
Yeah, as the ball carrier, you know what? You got to read what the defense is doing, and I do think NorthStars, their game plan is to sag off on shooters. Maybe they don't know that, or maybe they know that the Northmen don't have their typical shooters of years past. So maybe that's a great option to let Miles see the ball and don't let anything happen through ball movement.
3-3 after one. Before I shoot it down to myself for my first period intermission interview with number 20, leading point getter for this Orangeville Northman squad, Tyler Grand Rouge. Curtis, I do have to ask, from that first period, what do you think was the thing that stuck out to you the most for the Owen Sound NorthStars?
I think how physical they were on offense. I think they did a great job setting some great hard picks. They're moving the ball. They're in rhythm. You know, sometimes when you're talking about a sport, it just sounds like a broken record from a commentator standpoint. But when you do all the right things, good things do happen, and I think you saw that on all 3 of our goals. Now, to counterbalance that, you know, in transition, they still have so much opportunity because you can see the Northmen, they want to run. That's what they do to get offense. So the North Stars just have to really find a game plan to make sure that they stop transition. The second period should help with that, with not help with that with the long change. So let's see how they come out and game plan for that.
Now, I do want to mention again, it was a 6-4 contest down in Orangeville. We already have 3 threes. You'd have to assume we're going to pass by that kind of score line unless these 2 teams go in a long drought in that second period with the short bench. But you have to assume with the way these 2 teams have kind of started off in transition, that won't be the case. Now, before we go, I think a great thing you mentioned there that I kind of want to hit on because I think it's so hard to describe, especially as a amateur coach myself, and I know you coach the boys at St. Mary's there for the senior basketball. It's so hard to coach into guys and girls process. Results will come and go. You can do a bad set and still score, and you have a good set and not score. So it's hardly hard to tell guys, I don't care that we scored. What we did wasn't good. Or we had a great set, we ran a great play, it just didn't go in for us. And I think sometimes it's really hard to get athletes in that mindset of as long as we do the right things consistently, eventually you have to expect, with the law of averages, we're going to get a good result eventually.
Especially with young athletes, you usually only see the result. So whether it went in or, as you said, whether it went in or it didn't. But you don't see the off-ball stuff. You don't see the hard work that allowed the play to develop. In practice, you know, it's the same thing. It's that repetition. It's going in there with a purpose, being intentional with how you practice and how you play. That's how it comes to the floor. And I think that's so important. And as a coach, you got to remind the kids that what they do, even though it's not a goal situation or it might not even be anything remotely close to the ball, you got to just be reinforcing that, hey, that's providing a service. That's allowing everything else to set up. And so it is that constant feedback that has to happen from a coach, just to allow these guys to really make aware what they do matters everywhere on the floor.
Again, especially good process, because it's so hard to be like, break bad habits, and bad habits work out, right? Like it's so hard to get a kid to realize, you know, hey, even though that works for you, you have to know what's doing for everybody else, and it's putting everybody else in a bad situation or whatever, right? Like, you know, you see it, I'll say in soccer for me, but, you know, in lacrosse especially, with only 5 guys on the floor, if one guy, you know, presses the ball a little too heavy, everyone else has to make up for it. And if they're not prepared to, all of a sudden you now got a mismatch somewhere else. You saw in that 2-on-1 to almost end the period there where, you know, one guy gets a little too over-aggressive and all of a sudden it causes a 2-on-1 the other way.
With transition especially too, it is just so much IQ that goes into being good defensively. Everybody thinks it's all, you know, physicality, how fast you can run. Some of the best guys I've ever played with were mediocre athletes who just had an IQ that was above average, and they're able to pick up in some of those spots. You know, communication is huge, but just knowing, you know, when there's pressure on ball, you got to sag off a little bit, or just knowing what are your guys doing coming off and on the bench. What's the other team doing? You're reading the play as all that's happening, and you just got to be in position and get ahead of it. Don't allow the other team to dictate what they're going to do. You gotta be in the position to make them change what they planned on doing.
Well, we'll see what the second period has in store. We'll now shoot it down to myself for my interview with Orangeville Northman leading point getter. He's got an apple so far tonight in number 20, Tyler Gronrose. Hello everyone, I'm Spencer Byers. Now joining me, Tyler Gronrose of the Orangeville Northmen. Tyler, you lead your team right now in points throughout this season by, I believe, 7 currently. What do you feel has really led to your success here at the junior B level?
I think just my team getting me open and getting me a lane to the net, really. I think I can finish in tight very well, so yeah, I got to give big credit to them. And again, I think just my awareness on the floor is just what helps me.
Now you had a 4-game winning streak to begin this season. You've now lost 4 straight to bring yourself to a 500 record. What do you feel like went so well to begin the year that's maybe kind of turned on you guys in the recent week?
I think at the start of the season, we were just doing what the coaches told us, really. You know, we had a system, we played by our system. I think those last 4 games we played, we've really fallen apart here. So I think tonight we just got to play our system, and I think we'll be fine.
Now that first loss came to the Owen Sound NorthStars 6-4 down in Orangeville. What do you feel like you guys learned from that matchup just a couple weeks ago?
I think we learned that they're a skilled team. You know, we're not always just going to walk into a barn and win. You know, we got to come with some grit. I think we really got to get their goalie moving tonight if we want to win, because he just likes to stand there and he's not a very, movie guy, I guess. Yeah, he can't move around too well.
Not the athletic type. Not the athletic type. Tyler, my last question here before I let you go. Again, a big win for you guys here tonight. If you're able to come across with it, what do you feel like is the big key tonight to get that win?
I think we just got to keep the ball hot and get to the inside. You know, these guys, they're going to want us to take shots from the outside, and I think we can't have that. Like I was saying, their attendee's very big, and we got to get them moving to score.
Great. Thanks so much, Tyler Gronrose of the Orangeville Northman. Good luck.
Yep, thank you.
All righty, we'll be right back after this for the rest of our first intermission here on Rogers TV. Here to the Bay Shore, and thank you so much to producer Pat Quigley for making the drive down from Dundalk to produce these games, because I surely don't. 3-3 after one. Spencer Byers and Curtis Gibbons up here in the broadcast booth, and he just informed me, did Pat Quigley, the runner of the Rogers station in the Caledon, Orangeville area, Shelburne, that this is being broadcast not only here on Rogers TV Grey County, but also Rogers Orangeville. So shout out to any Northman fans that are watching. I guess I feel a little bad for being probably a little too biased towards the NorthStars, but we're the Grey County broadcasters, so, you know, sorry, not sorry, I guess is the way to put it. But, you know, I will now try to be a little less unbiased now that I know that there is a swath of Orangeville fans watching this one now. I'll try to shine up your players as much as I shine up the NorthStars, as out come Owen Sound. You can tell Orangeville, though, Curtis is ready to go. They came out, I believe, 2 minutes early. They obviously kind of know the mission here with the short bench and what they expect here from their squad. Absolutely.
Coach Brandon Sanderson, he coached me a couple years in Senior B. Great coach, great motivator, fiery individual. I know what that intermission speech probably was, and I'm sure it got these guys fired up, but it was like, hey, let's get ready. First face-off, we're running. Let's go. Long change, short change. This is their period to transition.
Coverdale win that one back, and it goes
Great
right into the arms of Chase Garvey. I can only imagine what Travis Gibbons said on his bench.
I can definitely tell you what he said. I made the joke last year as I did a broadcast during the game for Matt Eckert, and my brother, it probably sounds something between a Ric Flair and Stone Cold Steve Austin promo.
Now you got a recording one. I kind of want to hear this. I want to hear the woo at the end too. That shot deflected into the corner.
Absolutely. I'm sure he's probably happy that they don't film him giving those speeches, but I'm sure that it's quite entertaining for the guys, and it probably gets them fired up to start a period.
I don't think any coach wants to have their pregame speech recorded. I know they do that now in some of the pro sports, but I don't think a lot of them like it, because it definitely could be, I'll say, embarrassing, but rather explanative. Is that shot right on target there, saved by Plater, his down when an Orangeville Northman, I'm not sure who got him. It looked to be there for Owen Sound, Zach Lemon, who may have caught him there in the end, as Gronrose.
Yeah, and Spencer, when you're giving those speeches, you want to give a version of yourself that's authentic. The guys gravitate towards that, and usually language is part of that process. So you got to be able to be yourself and not worried of getting canceled by social media.
Or whoever's doing the pregame show on whatever broadcast network you happen to be sitting on.
Absolutely. I'm pretty nervous myself. Hot mic situation. I don't want to get canceled from a volunteer position.
I mean, if Steve McCarthy can, I don't think you can. I love Steve. I hope Steve's watching this. Down in Toronto as he's stuck in the GTA. Thank goodness it's not me. As now Orangeville will make their way across the center line as they look to get back to work here on offense. A little bit of a slow start, I'd say, for both teams coming out. As Cole Hunt now tries the fake ball trick. Doesn't fool me, at least. Is that ball now across? The Northmen look to fire. They will, and it's a good save there by Plater.
Yeah, you still see that sag off on ball. I think it's really working for the NorthStars. I'm sure they're going to keep to that game plan. Make them shoot, make them beat Plater.
Well, he's their captain for a reason, and again, I spoke to him on Saturday about being named captain as a goalie, and that shot by McKechnie, good save there by Ty Thompson. It is not just rare, it's almost unheard of to name your goalie as a captain. Again, the only example I can think of is Roberto Luongo being named captain. I know Carter George was an assistant captain for Owen Sound last year, I believe the year before as well, but as flat-out captain, I can only think of Roberto Luongo in recent memory.
Absolutely.
That was a controversial decision.
Absolutely, yeah. I coached Miles when he was 7 years old, and it didn't surprise me in the slightest. Great kid. I know when I was talking to my brother about their camp and what they were doing in training, he said Miles didn't miss one thing, and he was driving from school, bringing guys if he had to, making guys accountable. That's what you want from your leader, regardless of where they play on the floor. The ceremonial face-off is always a tough one for a goalie, but everything else just makes sense.
Cranny gets put up against the glass there as Vol was the shooter on that last opportunity. Montreal technically has possession. I'm going to say it was Owen Sound, and yeah, it is. So Owen Sound will lose the ball and it will go Orangeville's way here. As Ty Thompson has some sort of wardrobe malfunction, so Hill will peruse himself to the bench. It hits a pretty long jaunt there for the guy wearing all the armor. When we talk about goalies and how much water weight they lose, I remember the Sergei Bobrovsky thing after, 3 over 4 overtimes they had with Florida, and he lost like 20 or 30 pounds of water weight, which is insane. But I feel bad for lacrosse goalies, not only because they wear roughly as much equipment, but it is 3 times as hot in the buildings they play in. Like, I'm sweating wearing a dress shirt and an undershirt. I can't even imagine wearing all of that down there, having to actually be athletic and do things athletically.
Absolutely, and you know what, their heart rate is as high as it can be. They're in getting a ball thrown at them. They're alert for so long, in position for so long. It's just going to drive your heart up. It's going to drive sweat even more. It's a physical position, even if it doesn't look it to the outside eye. But yeah, they do a phenomenal job, and some arenas are better than others. We're pretty spoiled at the Bayshore, but I've been in Orangeville for a few sweaty ones, and it's not a nice place to play sometimes from the heat.
Well, and in fairness to Owen Sound, it's actually pretty chilly today. It was, I believe, around 10, 12 degrees throughout the day. Obviously, on Saturday, it was like 26 outside, so it was even hotter here inside the Bayshore. And as we get closer and closer to the, I'll say, summer months, as we get closer to June, and we get some more of those 20s, 25 pluses, it's going to be a pretty steamy effort now with the new floor.
Yeah, that's
the new
right.
turf. As a face-off will be taken, I'm not sure exactly what the call must have been there for the shot clock violation, as Coverdale will win that one. And a lot of these face-offs there, Curtis, have been looking more like rucks to me than they've been face-offs. A lot more like rugby.
Win it to space and let your guys come onto it. It's a pretty good tactic, especially now that these lines are well back from the normal blue line, as they've adopted those new face-off rules. Definitely helps that type of style.
What a pass by Sundown, caught there by Vole. Never had a shooting angle, however, as McKechnie has 5 to shoot. He will, but that one got hit as he shot. Will they be able to retrieve it and throw it away? And it will be McElmoyle who puts it right into the waiting arms of a defender. Not able to capitalize on the short bench off that technically turnover off the shot clock there for Orangeville. He's looking for an offensive option and finally gives it off. As Marshall gave it off to the corner. Nice move in. Save there by Plater, who will trap it. Great job there by the Orangeville Northman and Levi Spindler.
One thing with the NorthStars defensive strategy here, if you are going to sag off ball or on ball, a little bit, allowing them to shoot, you also can't get beat low. So that's something that, as an anchor, you got to make sure you take away. You just can't get beat to the net.
Score! Cy Sundown! From, what is that, 25 feet out, maybe? What a shot by the big man, and Sundown gets his first goal of the night. Third point of the night is his 4-3 Owen Sound. They take back their lead.
From that distance, that's usually one where, as a coach, you're like, oh, and then as it goes in, you're like, yes. So many of those in basketball, let me tell you. Just raining threes, and you're just like, oh, not another one. But then it goes in, and you're like, yes, do more of that. That's a good shot. Short side with momentum. Great way to start the period there for the NorthStars.
That's maybe the first real chance we've seen, other than maybe that chance that just went for Orangeville, where they weren't able to capitalize on the beating the low man. As that some jousting there, the whistle's going to go against Owen Sound.
66,
Retrieved now by Ron Rose. Over now for Cole Hunt. Hunt will make his way around. Trying to fire, but he got hit as he went to pass. He'll get dropped again, so Coverdale picks up his second minor. And Miles Plater went out to play it. He does retrieve, and now the call will go against Nathan Coverdale. I think he'll get a 2-minute for illegal cross-check is my guess. And I would be correct. So the first minor of this period will go to Owen Sound, and it will go to the same guy who picked up the first minor of the first period, and Nathan Coverdale, and will send Orangeville back to their power play. They scored 17 seconds off of the first minor Coverdale took. We'll see if they can capitalize just as fast. Ron Rose, back over. Ron Rose, hits Hunt, Ron Rose. That one right through the stick there of his counterpart, as now hits Hunt again. Ron Rose right off the foot there of Plater, and will stay in the Owen Sound net with a fresh shot clock. Ron Rose, Hunt, Ron Rose, Hunt, Ron Rose. Now Marshall fires right into the chest protector. That one swept and missed. Ball bounces, and a chance now for Owen Sound to go. Trying to find some sort of angle there was Hayden Hindle. He'll now get doubled, as he'll have to find a way around without giving up that white line. He'll now get bullied right near the penalty box. Trying to create some space for him, and he's tied up, and the masks are tied there, and we're gonna, I believe, keep Owen Sound's ball here.
It sounds like the Orangeville Northman graduated a lot of players to the Junior A team. I was speaking to their assistant coach this year. So sometimes when that happens, typically a lot of your skill guys now are gone. So as you're refreshing positions, you know, that power play you can see looks a little stale. It just doesn't look like a ton of movement, doesn't look like some guys in comfortable positions. So early in the season, they're probably working out a new spot, but hopefully the next possession that Northman team can move it around like they usually do.
Yeah, I actually noticed that looking at the Orangeville Northman Junior A team. I saw a bunch of names I recognized from last year's Junior B team that was extremely talented and to the top of the Junior B division. And again, that Junior A team's got an affiliation with the MSL Owen Sound NorthStars. That shot scores! Tyler Gronrose gets his first, or Gronrose, pardon me, gets his first of the contest, and it's 4-all now. And another power play goal for the Northmen.
Well, let's see that on the replay there. So, yeah, you know, Miles probably wants that back, beat him kind of through the stick. Still not a great possession by Orangeville Northman, but a goal's a goal. They're going to take that.
Again, you just see the mess of bodies there right off the face-off.
Orangeville goal scored by number 20, Tyler Ramos. Assisted by number 3, Cole White.
As Hunt gives it off, Gronruse gets that shot right over Plater, but ends up going over the net as well. As that ball bounces off the glass, and a chance to go now for Owen Sound, trying to get through the stick there as the ball possession was lost. Ball still loose. Can they get the 8 now? Possession back for Orangeville now. As Cole Hunt is the one who ends up, I think, stealing it in the end. As Gronruse missed that one. There was Marshall. Marshall all the way around, tried to beat the shoulder there of Plater, not able to. Gronruse retrieves the loose ball. Back for Marshall, spinning, shooting, and does not get it as the in and out call is made, and Owen Sound will go the other way. As now up the floor goes Ryan Vole. Vole's been a big part of this offense since he's come over from Guelph, and a great shot there, but better save by Thompson off of Hutchinson, and a chance to run for the Northmen. It's going to be a break for the Black Shirts. In, missed the target. As a maybe late contest, that ball's going to bounce out of play. A late contest there by the Owen Sound NorthStars and Hayden Hindle.
And that's how quickly it can happen. You know, you can sneak a guy on the left side in this change for Owen Sound. They get a good look on the crease, but then as quick as that happens, it's going the other way for the Northmen.
And again, the short bench doesn't help that fact. As again, here go away the Orangeville Northmen. It's a 2-on-1 in the end. Will they get the pass away? They do! What a save by Miles Plater. It laid it on the line and was stopped there by a pair of defenders, and it looks like it was Jackson Ray as well as Caden Levine there to make sure that one doesn't sneak through the legs of Miles Plater.
And just to talk to some of the IQ there on defense, so they know that an offensive player is coming off the bench. They know a defensive player is running up the floor. You take away the offensive guy. You let the defensive guy score there if it happens. Don't let the offensive guy beat you.
As Colton McKechnie gave an extra shot there, and it's going to be a call, I believe, against Colton McKechnie, so a chance to go 6-on-5 for Orangeville, as Ty Thompson will again make the long jog towards his bench. They only have about 20 seconds left here on the shot clock, as Gronruse. Nice move there by Hunt, foot save there by Plater.
Big save.
But a fresh shot clock, however, here for the Northmen. Hunt. That one shot was deflected. Ball goes into the corner. Gronruse will retrieve it. Gronruse, the most recent goal scorer, will take a pick. He'll shoot that one, saved by Plater, again reacquired by the Northmen. Prolonged possession here with the 6-on-5. Back there for Gronruse. Marshall fires that one off the leg and saved by Plater. Trapped, and the minor will now go to the Owen Sound NorthStars, and an illegal cross check going against Colton McKechnie will send Orangeville back to the power play, where I believe they are currently 2-for-2 on the day so far.
Now you might know this, Spencer. Is that a new rule that when a shot is happening on a delayed penalty, if there's a reset, that it doesn't blow the play dead? There has to be a possession?
I believe it has to be a possession. Now again, it could be up to referee's discretion, which again is my favorite part of every single rulebook I've ever read, which is up to referee's discretion, because that's a rather broad way to explain it, which usually causes a lot of ire for fans and commentators alike, but I believe it has to be a possession.
Okay, I haven't got the new book yet, but when I played, I just can't remember whether that was a thing or not. I'm just trying to think that you had one shot, and then if it went in or if it missed, the play was done. It didn't have to be a possession, but I'm also, aging myself quite a bit that I can't remember. It's been
well, and not
years.
just that, they also love to change the rules. I found that in volleyball. I do some commentating up in the city for OUA and OCAA volleyballs. That one just misses a racing Tanner Moynihan, but they like to change the rules a lot, which makes it sometimes a little hard to remember which rules were last year's to this year's to what changed. And I know that Junior B has adopted a lot of what the international rules are, which is what the Senior A as well as the NLL uses.
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely was a big change this year. And some of it, I'm trying to make sense of it, but
Bennett.
We can talk as that happens.
Yeah, it's really funny when the rules don't matter, and then eventually that thing happens, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's the new thing they talked about. It only matters in this one really rare situation, but we've all of a sudden found our way here. Like the over and back rules are now in full effect, just as they are at the MSL level, which I'm happy about. I like the over and back rules. I think it causes a better offense, I would think.
Yes,
that's a nice move there by Lone Wickens, trying to get through 3 different black shirts. He gets held up and lost, and some more jousting here in the defensive end, as now it's going to be, I think, technically 4-on-3, as everybody's kind of caught back in the Owen Sound end. Chance now, Hunt down low. Great save there by Plater. Ball trapped in some feet, and that whistle will now go against Orangeville, as Lipinski was the one who ends up getting the whistle against. Now that will end the power play for Orangeville, so Owen Sound will get the successful kill, it looks like, as they're going to try to wait this out and get back to 5-on-5. With McKechnie going right to the offense, you'd have to expect here, as Sly Sundown will have possession. Wait for McKechnie to join the play. Sundown, nice move. Back for Hutchinson, just over the net. Went off, I think, off Thompson, and he'll now collect it as it died in his area.
Good hard shot. Love to see a good hard pick, good pick and roll action. Yeah, that's a good shot, in rhythm.
Lockeye kind of airmailed that one, but it is recollected. Lipinski will try to take the move there. That pass across, what a save, Miles Plater. That was Gronruz there with the attempt. Better save, as now the other way it will come. Zach Lemon.
So I'm told off ball you can no longer cross-check or slash the defender. So it does really allow the offense to be a little bit more creative. They're able to force a few more passes through as they're not getting whacked and cross-checked off ball. But what it does going to provide some problems for is when the defender goes to sleep after the ball is shot, they have to really box out. They have to be accountable for that guy, because they're no longer, cross-checking and slashing and just being there by that moment. They really have to be aware when that shot goes that they're boxing out and making sure that no rebounds are happening.
Well, I think you're going to see that a lot just off ball in general, of guys kind of getting lulled to sleep with on-ball action, and then all of a sudden their guy cuts and they're kind of in no man's land. Nice move there for Vol.
I kind of like the rule, because it would have kept me playing longer. Nothing worse than just getting whacked all day long when you don't even have the ball. You go down to Six Nations and you come back bruised and battered, and you might not even have touched the ball to get some of your worst whacks.
Yeah, you come back with some proof you played, at least. With some proof you played.
There was a lot of that.
Ball held up. I think that is technically still Orangeville possession, as there's 3 different Northmen in their own end. They're happy to just kind of chew this one up, as I'm not sure who's on it right now. As again, it looks more like a ruck than it does a lacrosse play. At this point, Curtis, I think they should add that to the rule book. If these guys can go helmet to helmet, they can lock up and go.
Why not?
Just let them try to do an NFL drill there in the tunnel. That shot by Gronruz, better save there by Plater, who's been pretty good this period. Again, the short bench has not really acquired much offense. Only 2 goals so far between these 2 teams in this period, with about 6.5 left in the second frame. Pass in the middle, took a beating for the trouble there with Gronruz, as now Plater will sky it. It's going to bounce right in front and go right to Talon Brown, who's got lots of room to run.
Numbers.
Brown in. Great save there by Thompson. Ty Thompson having to show off some athleticism there, as now away will come the Northmen through all kinds of whacks. That one right through the stick, though, of another black shirt, and then rerouting. As Dorr. He gives it off. Hits Lipinski. Lipinski gave it down. Spinning off there, looking to fire that one off the shoulder. Rebound, Gronruz missed the net entirely. Ball goes into the corner and into the waiting arms of Hayden Hindle. And Hindle will race up the floor. He's got 4 different Northmen in front of him, so he's going to have to kind of reroute here, as he'll wait for some reinforcements and get them. As now he hits Vol. Ryan Vol. Lots off ball jousting there. McKechnie for Sundown. Vol gonna have to fire. Vol puts that one wayward and be retrieved by Orangeville.
So if I'm offensive coordinator on either side, I'm saying pick as hard as you can. These refs are not calling moving picks. Put a good hard pick get your guy open, make them make a call on it, see what you can get away with, because they're letting a lot go with the picking.
That shot saved there. And scores, actually! Just couldn't get there was Bennett. The ball goes in for the Northman. I'm not sure who ends up firing it in the end, but that will give Orangeville the lead here. Just under 5 to go in the second frame. 5-4 now in favor of the away side. And that shot will end up being coming from Cole Hunt, who gets his first goal of the contest. And I will mention that I have not seen Logan Klages or Ryan Bissett, so I'm assuming with the fight they're both gone. And that's, I'll say, a pretty big loss for this Owen Sound team, and I have to imagine for Orangeville as well, losing one of their main offensive guys here who has 18 points in just 6 games so far this year.
Orangeville goal scored by number 16, Brandon Gilmore. Assisted by number 10, Zed Lipinski. And number 14, Kieran Weiss.
Trying to find a round there. That shot right into the netting there of Miles Plater, who will sky it. He's got Everest Lone Wickens, who caught it. Lone Wickens now going to have to try to reroute. Almost lost it. Does retrieve it. Nice move there to get Granruse. Lone Wickens now will have to reroute. Granruse now maybe stuck out there for the second. Will he try to go? No, he won't. So the offensive player's now stuck on the floor. Pass there, gonna be a penalty going against the Northmen. That shot saved there, ball whacked around, and now retrieved by the Northmen, and the whistle will now go against them. And I gotta be honest here, Curtis, now you can educate me. You're a lot better basketball coach than I am at this point, so I'll give you the credit. When you see a player that you think is maybe, I'll say like James Harden right now in the Eastern Conference Finals of the NBA, when you know they're not a good defender, maybe you'd expect like the main offensive guy there in Tyler Granruse, you target him on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And the hardest thing on offense in lacrosse especially is it's very hard, unless you have a great player in isolation, to really back that player down. They're going to know that they have an offensive guy on defense that they're going to help and slide. So what you really have to do is draw that defender, make a slide happen, and then find the open shooter. I think that's usually your best bet whenever an offensive player gets stuck. But defensively, you try to stick him on the crease. Oh, there we go.
And another goal, it's Colton McKechnie. I believe that is his 3rd of the contest. And again, he has his 7th goal here inside the Bayshore. He has been red hot for the North Stars.
Absolutely. It's been a big spark, and that's why he's in that position on the power play here. Short side again, and you know what? The North Stars are sticking to that. They're going short side. They're making this goalie stop it. They might have to mix in, a shot that goes far side here just to keep him guessing. I'm sure he's going to be cheating now that 3 goals have beat him in that same spot.
As Gardner Patak dropped a black shirt there. Ball does come finally loose for Orangeville. As they're going to try to get it over. Will they be able to? They just do. As pulled down there as the ball's now on the turf, and Nathan Coverdale and 2 different Northmen kind of collide there. A chance to go the other way. Drop there was Coverdale. Bennett's shot saved there by Thompson. And Coverdale got caught by somebody right at the red line, right at basically center floor. So I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if Pat Quigley's able to give me a second look at it with 3:06 left here, but Coverdale, another big customer for the Northmen, one of the, I'll say now many tall guys, used to be like just Sly or, just 1 or 2 players. Now there's a couple really big North Stars here. As you see Coverdale.
Good body position there on the pick, on that loose ball. Put your body to him and then go. Great job to take it, and then he gets rewarded by, taking a tough hit. Got clipped in transition, but, you're now on a 5-minute power play. So
that they are.
Thank you very much.
That pass right behind the net. Vole hits that looked to be Lone Wickens, who never got a shot away. Now a chance here for Hutchinson. Asai and Hutchinson McKechnie, we're going to go off. McKechnie shot, that one saved. Goes right back to him and picked up now by Sly Sundown. So a fresh shot clock now. Legal body check is the call there against the Northman, so a chance here for Owen Sound to get maybe 2. Again, you can only score 2 in a 5-minute major before it comes off the board, unlike hockey where you can score unlimited. Pass down low. It's a Vole for Sundown. Sundown shoots that one, deflected and goes out of play. They're not going to say hit the stick, they're just going to say the stick got in the way and ushered it the wrong way, so now a chance here for the Northmen to go.
I'm going to share one complaint with the new rules here, Spencer, if I have a moment.
All yours.
5 minutes for that is very tough. And that's what the refs have been told to call. Anything to the head or you know, it could be a stick check, whatever it is a 5 minute. It just kind of ruins the flow of a good lacrosse game. 5 minutes is a really long time to be on a man up, man down situation. I was talking to my brother about it, and I said to him, you must practice at least an hour of your practice time on man up, man down situations, because from what I'm seeing in both the senior and the junior lacrosse games, it's all power play and man short. And it's really hard to get a good flow. With lacrosse especially, man up, man down, it's not the most exciting.
Over now, McKechnie scores! Colton McKechnie with a 4! 4 of the 6 for the 09 forward. Gives Owen Sound back the lead with 1:16 left to go. Owen Sound matching their game total down in Orangeville already with a full period left to go and 3:10 left to go on the major.
If I'm the defensive coach for the Northmen, I'm probably going to be out on him this next offensive possession on the power play. I think you take him away.
I think you try. I think you try.
The stick is hot. He's shooting well. He's seeing the net.
NorthStars power play goal is fourth of the game, scored by number 19, Colton.
And now Vole, under a minute now to go here in this second period. Sundown, Vole, back for Vole. 10 left to work here on the shot clock. Hits McKechnie. Vole, Sundown, pass across there. Lone Wickens shot, that one saved. McElmoyle tries to clean it up. Now going back for it there is Lone Wickens. He retrieved it, lost it, and now we'll go the other way. Maybe one more possession for Owen Sound if they can get this ball back quick. They're gonna have about 6 seconds if they are able to, if the shot clock does go. As Bennett's gonna go try to be the Bulldog here, trying to take this one back as Granruse will go right to the boards. He'll get forced in. He'll go all the way around now as Bennett goes to help out. 5 left to shoot here, passed across, and that one missed. Just let it go. Shot clock's gonna go here with 9 left. And wait a second, shot clock goes, the clock will stop, and I believe a timeout will be taken, and it will be by the Owen Sound NorthStars. So 7.5 left here in this second period for a chance to try to take the first 2-goal lead of the contest as everybody goes to circle up there on the O-zone.
If I'm Owen Sound here, and it looks like Carter Moran's got the board,
Yes, he does.
I'm using Colton McKechnie as a decoy here, because their defensive chat right now is we do not let him score on us. So however you can create that action, whether it's a cut into the middle, a backdoor screen off him coming high, whatever that looks like, you're using him to decoy to find something kind of on the crease.
Thought. Ryan Vole's going to start with it, I'd have to assume. Do you do an off-ball action where you have McKechnie come up and you let Sly set the pick to try to create some space going down?
I love it. Yeah, use that big body.
And actually, they put up 8.5 now on the clock, so they gain an extra second. You got to love that.
Yeah, plenty of time. They'll get the ball probably, I think, from the half, here.
Just about, and it's going to be, looks like Sly starting with it here in his own end.
It's the beauty of lacrosse. It moves really fast. The ball moves quicker than your feet, too. 8 seconds is plenty of time to get a really good look when you're focused.
That's going to be Lone Wickens, McKechnie. Actually, Vole's not even on the floor as he hits McKechnie. McKechnie back for Sundown. Sundown goes to fire. That one just wide. And it will sky into the Owen Sound bench. I do think they got the look they wanted. They wanted to get it to McKechnie.
Absolutely. The defender had to go out there, even though he was close to the boards almost. Yeah, a great look from Sundown. And I'm sure there was action on the crease that if Sundown saw a crease pop, that there were good options as well there.
3 goals in the first period for Owen Sound, 3 goals in the second period for Owen Sound as they go in to the intermission with, though, a 6-5 lead. And something I want to talk about a little bit more here, Curtis, going into this third and potentially final period is, we only talked about it briefly, obviously, as how quick this action does move, but you know, targeting the worst offender. It's something that I know has been preached in basketball specifically. I know something you and I'll say know quite a bit about. But in lacrosse, you kind of mentioned it's harder to do because of A, how quick the ball moves, but B, how hard it is to isolate, unlike it is in basketball, where especially in today's game with the way athletes are trained now and the way guys kind of move, it's so easy to do it now in that kind of format. Even though I do personally compare lacrosse's half court to basketball's half court, I do definitely see your point of it's so much easier to zone out and kind of gap control yourself in lacrosse, comparatively speaking, to basketball, the counterpart.
Absolutely, and in lacrosse, you know, you get stuck on an island. Well, if you're the worst defender or if you're an offensive player, you can't be on that island because you will get burned. So you got to hide that player. It's usually looking, so if you get stuck on defense, you're typically going to see them at the strong side. So when there's 3 left-handed or 3 right-handed players on the floor, you'll see them usually go to the post. So they're going to be the low guy on that side. You just kind of hide them, you know, let everybody work up, let those guys work, and just stay there. Don't let anybody beat you low. That's your job. You give them a role, you give them a job. Don't get them out in space because they're not used to it. They're going to take a pick and they're going to be lost on that 2-man game, and that communication's not going to be really fresh to them. So that's strategically what you do. Does it always happen? No. A lot of times those offensive players, they want to go for the ball. They want to be the ones that they're excited. They're excited to throw some cross checks. They're excited to stick check. And then they do get stuck on that island that I'm talking about. And when you're on that island, there's no help. And that's where the defensive construct breaks down.
Yeah, and also usually where they kind of, I'll say get exposed, but usually you kind of see why they maybe play the O-zone a little more is because you see, like, in space, you kind of see the lateral movement move a little bit, you see them fake bite on the first move, and all of a sudden the guy's by him. And another thing you kind of mentioned in that second frame that I think is a key for everybody, and you've seen it in hockey, I'm not surprised it's come to lacrosse, is the major penalties being called more often with the rule changes with the high sticks and the check from behinds and stuff like that. And because of that, I think the physicality in lacrosse, something that it's been a big calling card, is probably going to have to kind of temper a little bit because the referees are now being, I'll say, instructed, but the rule book is now kind of pertaining to physicality being less of a positive and more of a negative because you're going to lose the 5-minute major, and that's such a costly quarter of your period.
A quarter of the period. It's a long time. And you know what? You probably have 4 guys who are running out there every time for their penalty kill, and you got 5 guys on offense that are running out there for your power play. Those guys are now gassed. It puts such a strain on your defense.
And your goalie.
And your goalie. He's in a position that he is expecting a shot for 30 straight seconds all the time, and then that's now it prolonged 5 minutes with a goal not even ending it. It's very hard. And just to the penalties and the 5-minute majors, it just seems like, you know, I'm all for player safety, don't get me wrong. We got to protect our players. We got to keep the longevity of guys playing well into their, later years. But at the same cost, you got to protect the referees. They're now in a position that if they call what the rule book says, neither team is going to be happy with that game that they just called. The referee's also not going to be happy with the game that they just called. It's putting them in a very tough situation, and it's now creating this makeup call bonanza of 5-minute major, then the next one's a 5-minute major. That one's a 2-minute major, the next one's a 2-minute. It just, there's no flow, there's no consistency, and it's not the referee's fault. It is a problem with the rules and what's being called. Like anything, they're going to play with this. They're going to figure out that maybe they have a problem in the process. Because as a fan, it's also very tough to get into a game that's all power play and penalty kill. Yeah, 5-on-5 lacrosse is the best. It's fast. The ball moves so quickly. It's physical. It's everything you want in a sport. But then you get 5-on-4. It's not like
4-on-4.
It's not like hockey. Hockey's entertaining. They still got to do some really good things to get that advantage to work for them. Lacrosse, they're just standing around zipping the ball. That's me as a fan. that's my gripe for the day, Spencer. But we'll see. Going forward, we got a great lacrosse game. You just don't want to see it won or lost on the power play penalty kill.
Now, before I shoot it down to myself for my interview with Sly Sundown and get ready for the third and potentially final period, one more thing I want to mention, and you kind of said it there with the penalties and the power plays. It's so hard for officials to call the game like that because, again, it isn't necessarily their fault with the way the rule book is set up. And, for the guys, when do we eventually say player safety is so important for the league to control? But the guys got to do it too, right? Like, the guys are the ones choosing to fight. The guys are the ones choosing to throw these hits in dangerous areas. Now, I understand you got to play hard, you got to play fair, but, there has to be a give and take here with the guys also and the girls also playing in a safe manner. If that's being taught to them or if that's them, having a lapse in judgment, I guess is kind of the argument. But, there's always so much the rule book can do to protect guys and protect athletes before it's like, okay, guys, you have to figure it out as an individual.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to protect yourself, protect your team, and definitely some things come into that. But they're boys. These guys are young men full of testosterone. They're doing things for the first time in their lives, and we have to let them to a certain point. And if there is a problem, you deal with it. There's suspensions. The suspension rule is a lot harder. When you fight, you get kicked out, as Logan Klagas is now realizing in the tunnel. So there's all these things that are in place already. And I just think you're now taking it to a point where you're actually making the game a little bit more dangerous. Because if I'm going to get 5 minutes for a light cross-check to, maybe their high shoulder that slips up to their head, well, maybe I'm just going to fight instead. I'm going to make my 5 minutes worth it.
Exactly.
And if you don't think that's going through these kids' minds, well, I don't know. I don't know if you know the age group that well. Because I know what I would be thinking, and I'm going to make my 5 minutes well worth it.
Hey, I'll say it, you got to earn it, right? You got to earn it. Now, I will shoot down to myself with my interview for Sly Sundown and get ready for this third and potentially final period between the NorthStars and the Orangeville Northman. Welcome back here to the Bay Shore, Spencer Byers rinkside during the second intermission, myself with Sly Sundown. Sly, obviously coming back to Owen Sound there from the stateside is a little bit different. What's it been like trying to get back acclimated to the guys into the box?
It's my family up here, so it's nothing different. Just same guys I've been used to. Me and the new guys, you got a couple new guys in and out of the lineup, just figuring out who works better together. And they're still my family, so just getting back to what I'm used to.
Now, obviously, you had a captain change. Miles Plater, who I spoke to on Saturdays, now the captain. Carter Moran now kind of taking on a coach's role. What's that been like for you, seeing go from a teammate to coach?
It's been amazing. He's helping me out. He's my billet brother. He's kind of giving me everything I needed to live up here, and it's been amazing. He's my brother. Love him like no other, and I'm just happy to learn from him.
Now, Sly, you are rather tall. Your stature definitely makes you a little more intimidating on the floor. What do you feel like that adds to your game, being able to look over defenders, not just like you have to go through them?
It's pretty easy being able to see over people, find looks on the backside, help my boys when they're open. It's easy. So yeah.
Now, what do you feel like is going to be a big key tonight? You beat Orangeville not a couple weeks ago down in Orangeville. What's a key tonight to be able to get a second win against the Northmen?
We just got to play as a group. Got to play NorthStars Lacrosse. We can run. We know we can run. We know what we're good at. Just execute our game, and we're going to be fine.
All right, thank you so much, Sly Sundown of the Owen Sound NorthStars. Good luck.
Thank you. You too. Final period between the Owen Sound NorthStars
And the Orangeville Northmen, 6-5 in favor of the home side here with 1:54 left on their power play for that 5-minute major at the end of the period. If they do score one, however, the power play will come off the board, as they scored one with 1:10 left to go in the second frame to get their 1-goal lead. From Colton McKechnie, who's got 4. He hits McKechnie's stick now. Vole. McKechnie. Vole. Back for McKechnie. McKechnie quickly over. McElmoyle shot. That one saved. It will go hot into the corner. And trying to retrieve it there is McKechnie. Will take a pretty good shove. And McKechnie, a big customer there, will make his presence felt.
You talked about process earlier on, Spencer, and loose balls is something that is a great example of that in the lacrosse game. Those show up so much. This extra 30 second here is so valuable to you as a player and a team.
Especially on the power play.
Especially on the power play.
Sundown.
Especially power plays that last 5 minutes.
That ball got blocked and will go out of play. It should be Owen Sound possession, you'd think, because it went off of an Orangeville stick. But Mulligan mentioned Spencer Byers and Curtis Gibbons here in the broadcast booth with a minute gone here in this third and potentially final period. I would think it goes Owen Sound's way. It slides Sundown, doing a little bit of the peek there, trying to get in here on the conversation.
Yeah, lobby a bit for your guys.
And we'll go Orangeville's way. Surprised by that myself, but as now we'll go the other way here for Orangeville. Look to climb themselves back out of this 1-goal deficit, as they have throughout most of the contest, as well as, of course, try to snap a 4-game losing skid they're on, which started off with the loss to Owen Sound just a couple weeks ago, as Hunt misses that one wide. Ball bounced right back basically to him, ends up hitting the ground, and will now be waited for a shot clock, I thought, but no, we now retrieved by Jackson Ray.
I know we're still in the middle of the May, and there's lots of season left for both of these teams, but it just kind of has that feeling of like both of these teams need a win. I don't want to say it's a must-win game, but it kind of is. When you're looking at standings, you never want to be on the back half of the Western Conference. It's a really hard place to get wins against those top teams in the playoffs.
What a play by Lone Wickens again. That one missed the third opportunity. Lone Wickens got buried in the end. And now a chance to go here for the Northmen. It could have been a break chance, but a great job there to get out for Owen Sound was Marcus Gardner-Patak. And now a chance here for the Northmen to get themselves set. Trying to get away here is Orangeville. Again, a lot of off-ball contact between these two sides. That pass in the middle there, Gronrose lost it. Now a chance to go here for Owen Sound, and away they will go.
Really
it's a 2-on-1.
Yeah, they're getting a call. Yeah, I was going to say they were really early.
And now it's Chase Garvey, who's got a couple goals in transition. Who's getting the minor here is my question.
They were early off the bench, so they're going to get too many men. It might be, I don't know, that's not a penalty shot, but yeah, 2-minute minor there. It's going to be too many men.
As Keaton Walsh will be the one sitting for it, so a chance for Owen Sound to go back to the power play, as it looks like Everest Lone Wickens will start at the center line. Who's right now the leading point getter for this North Star team, but I think McKechnie has now passed him with points with tonight's performance.
Team penalty to Orangeville. 2 minutes for a legal substitution.
Nice job there by Vole. McElmoyle, McKechnie right into the shoulder there as he got an extra whack for the trouble. And now McKechnie smells blood as he's going to go.
Good job. Way to take a whack and just get off.
And nice hit there, as I think that was Talon Brown who stood him up, but he's got something to say afterwards, of course, as Jackson Ray will now go.
Great job getting the ball back for your offense.
As now McKechnie for Lone Wickens.
No better way to get respect from your teammates, especially on their power play when you get an extra possession for them.
Nice pass across there, Sundown. Fires it right there, that ball off a foot. Can Everest get there? He will, but the whistle will go after the shot clock violation. As Orangeville's got about 50 seconds left to kill here on the PK. As Gronrose gives it off there to Lipinski fired all the way back there for Marshall. Trying to get around there was Marshall. He still got it. He'll lose it again. It's Brown who ends up standing him up. Talon Brown really imposing his physicality here on the power play. As McKechnie. Shot clock in power play about the same, so there might not be much of a rush chance if Orange was able to pick this one off. Sundown down there. That shot by Vole ends up going wide and into the netting, but 9 seconds remain on the PK, but a chance here to go. They had a black shirt all the way down in the opposite end, but not end up going for the stretch pass. It's now a chance for Hunt to wait up and get the 5th guy back out there. He'll go straight in, pull Keaton Walsh. Owen Jenkins fired down there for Spindler. Spindler shot save there by Plater. Ray will sky it, and he hits his man in stride. Chance to go. That shot right into the wickets there, the netminder. Another good whack there for the North Stars, and that's Chase Garvey. As that was Ray who tried to stand up the black shirt there. Owen Sound's defenders maybe just trying to go with the thing of they're not going to go around me, they're going to have to go through me.
Yeah, they're doing a good job so far to start this period.
Maybe an off-ball penalty. I think it's on Coverdale again. It's going to be his 3rd minor if Owen Sound can get possession here. What a pass across! That one missed. Retrieved, though, and lost, and now Coverdale will have a chance. Shot clock will go, and I believe Coverdale will get his 3rd minor, and it will be this time for illegal cross check. No, it actually won't be Coverdale, pardon me. It will actually go to Owen Sound, Zach Lemon, who picks up his 1st minor of the contest and will send Orangeville to the power play, which has been pretty successful here tonight. Came up fruitless on their last opportunity, but had 2 goals on their first 2 power plays of the night.
Yeah, you almost knew that Owen Sound was going to get the next penalty. You just didn't know when it was coming. And that was deserved, you know, but Orangeville was due for a power play, I think, in this situation.
Gronroos right off of Plater, ball sky and went right back to him. Marshall. Gronroos for Hunt. Gronroos. Marshall, right across, went right off the stick there. Marcus Gardner-Patak, who's got to go clean up the garbage without his stick, now retrieved by Jackson Ray, who will cruise up the floor.
Miles hasn't seen a lot of action in a while, but you can see he's just on. He's sharp. He's alert to that rebound. You know, and that's what you want to see from your goalie, who hasn't seen a lot after all the power play penalty kill situations.
Now Tanner Moynihan will cruise into the corner. He'll give it back for Sly Sundown, who's going to get doubled, it looks like here. He'll fire that one into the netting, and it will end that possession, but only 3 seconds left remain on the shot clock with about a minute left here in the PK for Owen Sound.
Moynihan, he's the recent pickup from Guelph, I believe.
Ryan Vole, yep. Passed over now, all the way around. Thought about firing, he does now, and off the stick there of Everest Lone Wickens, who plays both O and D. He's been great on the power play so far this year. Nice move in. That one saved by Plater. Ball goes into the corner, tried to nab a hold of it. There was Cole Hunt, but not able to immediately. Now retrieved by Lipinski. Lipinski, Gronroos. Lipinski fires that one, blocked by Everest Lone Wickens, and he'll go. 1-on-2 for Owen Sound as Lone Wickens will reroute. Everest will give it off, and now cruising in will go Owen Sound.
Everest gets time not only on the penalty kill, but on the power play. So, you know, dual threat for the Owen Sound North Stars. And
for the Brampton Excelsiors junior A team that he drafted him. A lot of Burlington junior A players on this Owen Sound team. As that shot wayward. A guy out of the lineup who's already played for Burlington this year a couple of times is Nate Laycock. Also mentioning Colton McKechnie was drafted by the Burlington Blazers, so I can only imagine he'll be probably having to play a couple of games with the way he's been performing the last just 2 games here at Owen Sound. You have to assume that Burlington's like what they're seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell that they've definitely developed a really strong relationship with Burlington, which is great. You know, you want your guys to have a chance to play at the next level, and those relationships help.
And Tyler Gronroos gets his second of the night, ties it 6-all here, about 8 gone in the third period.
Northmen are happy to see that go in. They haven't had a great possession in a while, so they get a nice shot on Miles here, beating them short side. You can see this, you know, they're sagged on ball, and you know, you just got to be a little bit on them, a little bit tighter there to not allow that shot to happen in that area.
Once that wins the face-off, they're trying to get a good possession here. Passed all the way back. That shot blocked as it will bounce off the boards there. Missed by, look to be Vole, and a chance now for Orangeville to go. As possession now back for the Northmen as they look to try to take their second lead of the contest. As this played all the way around there. Looking for an angle, finally gets one. That shot never got away, and he's gonna say he stepped in, and it will go Owen Sound's way. Now Bennett will cruise his way through. Forward there for Vole, who will take the beating for his trouble. As Vole just trying to create some sort of advantage there as he gives it off to Talon Brown, and will now race off. Sundown, got 12 left to work here. Hutchinson, nice spin. Hutchinson in, tried to twist it, and steps in before he can fire. Ooh, and Hutchinson comes laboring. I'm not sure if that's calf or not, but he's trying to get off the floor. Thought to rush there was the Northman. That ball misses, ends up finding Grunruz on the way on the far side. Hunt fires that one low, and it will go! It crossed the line before they could get there. And Hunt gets his second as Plater just could not get a hold of it. Neither could his defender there in Chase Garvey. And the Northmen take the lead.
Another little trickler there. You kind of hope that the defender's a little bit alert there for your goaltender. It's a little easier for them to be able to get that ball than the goalie turning around.
And Miles Plater's coming out. Jacob Flooney is coming in. Jacob Flooney played great against the Welland Raiders not 4 days ago on the weekend, but he'll now check in, and we'll see what that gives Owen Sound a little bit of a boost here and a little bit of a wake-up call, you could say, Curtis.
Hey, you love to see them trusting the backup goalie. Absolutely. And I'm going to assume that it's a quick minute reset for Miles. Just get him out, make sure he's good, and then he's probably going to be going back in there pretty shortly.
And they're going to switch here as Flooney's going to race off the floor, and Miles is going to come back in here. Maybe just a word with his GM and assistant coach there, Ethan Woods. That shot just missed the arm there. Actually, they didn't think it made contact. They're going to get the reset off the McKechnie shot. Vole retrieves the loose ball. Vole takes a couple of screens there. That shot saved by Thompson. Reacquired again by the North Stars and Caden Levine. Vole halfway through this third frame. Sundown, nice move, Sly Sundown, trying to, again, just create an angle. What a pass across, scores! Caden Levine, wide open, ties it 7-all.
Yeah, Caden Levine on the far crease, he had time for a cup of coffee. Just standing there waiting, and Sly sees him, great pass, no look, right on the stick, one-timer. Yeah, absolutely. Breakdown in the Orangeville defense there.
Again, you see there, just again, kind of off ball. You know, you get, I'll say, a little lazy. Just you don't notice where you are compared to your defenders. He leaks a little bit, as I think we say in basketball, leaks a little bit. Is able to relocate, and wide open is Caden Levine for the one-timer to tie this game up, 7-all. And again, you mentioned it. He could have read the paper, had his morning coffee, and still had a chance to put that one by the poor netminder there in Ty Thompson.
Yeah, no chance for the goalie. But that's exactly it. When you're off ball and you're not getting that whack or two in, you got to be really mindful of where ball is, where man is. And if you're not giving that whack or the cross check, you still got to engage yourself mentally to be able to do that.
As now a wide open look there for the Northman. That shot doesn't end up getting all the way through. Again, Lone Wickens is the one who caught it, and his role for me is so unique for Everest Lone Wickens. He's going to have a chance to go. What a twist there as he'll now go off.
and I know this might be my third time saying it in the broadcast, but these picks are hard. These refs are letting them pick. Keep picking. Keep setting good, hard screens because they are allowing them to play.
And you got to love it as an athlete.
It's the best.
Sundown. What a pass in front. Just couldn't catch McKechnie as the shot clock will go.
Back when I coached the junior Bs, that was one thing. It's like, hey, let's go until we get a whistle. Let's go. Let's see what we can do until we get a moving pick call. Let's see how hard these picks can go. We'll take a possession here or there, but if you're setting soft picks all game, you're not getting open. I guarantee it. Not against good teams.
I have a comment to add to that here in a second as Orangeville with a chance here. Hunt goes to fire. That one goes wide. Now will be a shot clock, I think. If it is not retrieved by Owen Sound, and it will be, as it will be a shot clock violation. I know that Pete Carrill, former Princeton head coach who invented the Princeton offense that some of you may have heard of in basketball, said, if you set a good screen, you'll be more open than the guy you set the screen for. So I assume in lacrosse, it's kind of the same concept. If you set a hard screen, you're going to be more open than the guy you set the screen for, just like there for, as he stepped in, definitely stepped in there was Colton McKechnie, who tried to get his 5th goal. But again, you kind of saw there, Sly Sundown was wide open off that hard screen.
That screen couldn't have been harder, and we got a replay for it. This is perfect. This is perfect. Like, that is unbelievable. I love it.
He definitely stepped in.
So the refs are calling it both ways though. They're allowing that to happen, and I love it. It's great, and as a coach, you love it too because it's like now we know what the standard is, and they're letting it happen. But it frees up your offense so well.
Well, thanks, Sly, for doing that for me. That kind of made me look pretty smart there.
Absolutely.
I don't get that too often no more, so I appreciate it. Nice move there by Brock McElmoy. Oh, that shot.
That's because you interviewed him in the second intermission.
Yeah, exactly. And now whistle's going to go. I think an illegal cross-check just got called against Owen Sound. And away is going to go Colton McKechnie, and he's not happy about it. This is a big opportunity for the Orangeville Northman, 7:15 left in this third and potentially final period. And I will mention, if we do go to overtime, I believe it is a full period, is it not? It is not goal. It is not golden goal.
I hope it's golden goal. I got an early bedtime. But I think it's 10 minutes.
See, it might be a golden goal now because they picked up the senior A rules, but I believe is the golden goal idea. Not you get another full period, which it used to be here in the junior B level. Passed across, that one never got through, and stopped there by Miles Plater.
Well, as they say, Spencer, we'll do it live.
Nice pass there, as that one was right by Ryan Vole. We'll learn as you learn, is the way to put it.
That's right.
Might have to check his JC and ask him, do you know what's going to happen if we make it that far? As he's over there in the PA booth.
We need an updated rule book in here. Just
we need
some light reading and intermissions.
Yeah, it'll get updated every week. We'll have to get a lot of paper for that.
Right.
Those poor trees will not be happy about that, as now Bennett will race up the floor. And again, Taylor Bennett, he's won player of the game at least once already this season, and you see why.
Yeah,
he is so valuable for this defense for Owen Sound. As he again just takes a little whack there, and I'll give it off.
Absolutely.
Moynihan.
It's one of the roles, especially on defense. You know, he's the workhorse. He's the guy that's on ball almost every possession. He's your guy who you rely on to cover their top players, get out on sticks, communicate through everything, and then also transition the ball. It's one of the hardest positions in sports, and some guys have done it really well in the NorthStars past, and he's doing a really good job of it right now.
Hunt got 10 left to work here, up for Ron Ruse. What a pass across! Scores! And Orangeville reacquire the lead. Levi Spindler with his first goal of the contest will give Orangeville their, I believe, third power play goal and their third lead. As he got Plater moving side to side there, and now a chance for the Northmen to maybe steal this one, you could say. Curtis, is again, they've been trailing a lot of tonight's contest.
Yeah, you know, it's just, I think the way that the NorthStars are wanting to play defense is that they want to take away the creases, and they've just failed to do that on a couple of the power plays. You have to be able to take that lane away or take the man away.
And now a chance to go as Talon Brown Gets it pickpocketed from him, but he'll have a chance to go retrieve it. They gotta get it over, and now they do.
Assisted by number 20,
That's Owen Jenkins, forward Ron Ruse. With 5 left to go here in this third period. Ron Ruse tried to find his angle. He'll now maybe try to reroute. Passed in front. That shot saved by Plater. Ball popped right out of the stick there of Jackson Ray. Plater's gonna have to get it forward. That ball right through the stick of a defender. Gotta get it over. Gotta get it over. They never do. And the 8's gotta go. And there it is.
Yeah, under 5 minutes, you know, you really want that possession. You got to give yourself the best chance to get a good 5-on-5 set. Get yourself on offense. It's also really hard to draw any penalties if you're not with the ball. Protect it, protect it, protect it.
As just trying to find, again, an angle here for Orangeville. Taking the tumble there was the most recent scorer, Spindler, who takes that shot. Ball comes loose as him and Bennett lock up. Ball hit the deck. They will get the ball back, and it'll be a reset for Orangeville as the road guys are going to have to race back onto the floor. They've done a great job at retaining possession the last couple of minutes. As you got to think some of these D guys are pretty tired here on the North Stars.
They're getting away with a lot of whacks on the off ball, so you know, these refs are letting them play to kind of the old style.
Great job there by Bennett. To kind of get in front there is a good save by Plater, who's been a lot more active in this latter stage of the third period. Pass there now for Sundown. Sundown's going to get chased. Sundown got 15 left to work here. Over now, almost skied it, but Cranny caught it. Cranny down low, right through the stick there. Reacquired by Cranny, got 5 left to work here. He's going to have to fire at some point. He does, good save there. Ball comes out and picked up by Owen Sound off the boards, and a chance to require if able. Yes, sir. Cranny now for McKechnie.
Yeah, get it to him, get it to him. Oh.
McKechnie fires that one right off the shoulder there. That ball pops out. McKechnie again trying to catch it. McKechnie gets swarmed. Sundown with a good whack there. Just not able to retrieve it. And now the other way it will go. As now Grand Rouge. You're going to see some pretty aggressive defense here by Owen Sound, and got to wonder when Miles Plater will go off for the 6-on-5.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing's been really easy 5-on-5 here for this period, so I got to assume it's probably going to be sooner than later.
Trying to get around. All the way around the Northman. I think just happy to chew up 30 seconds each time they have the ball, because they will give Owen Sound less and less time to work. As Hindle make it up the floor. He'll give it off for Ryan Vole.
I gotta assume you probably play this possession 5-on-5, but once you get the ball back, I think you'll see Miles coming. Good hard pick.
McKechnie down, that shot over the net, just not caught there off the boards for McElmoyle. Vole's got to play some defense here though, as he's gonna get ran down by 3 different black shirts. Chance now, gonna have to reroute into the corner. Never had a chance to really give it off. But now might get forced into the corner, they do, and now a chance for the Northmen to recollect and redistribute.
Yeah, and they're happy to take the 30.
Under 2 minutes to go now. As Hunt fires that one, saved by Plater, it goes sky high. Owen Sound not able to catch, neither is Orangeville, however, and now a timeout will be taken by Owen Sound, their last of the period, with 1:46 left to go.
Yeah, and in that situation, you know, you got a minute 46. You need to score on this possession. You need a good shot. You need to get that motion going on offense. And sometimes it takes a slowed down version to allow that to happen here.
Now I will mention, this is maybe a measuring stick game for both these teams. You kind of mentioned it feels like a must-win for both these two squads, especially with the previous contest going Owen Sound's way. But you look at this game, and they're right beside each other in the standings, but also you look at Orangeville's most recent losses. The undefeated the Rebels to the 7-3 St. Catharines Athletics, They also picked up a loss, I believe, they're London and Cambridge in there, who's right above, just above them. And Owen Sound, basically same thing. So these two teams are looking at each other like, man, like we got to beat these guys because they're right there. They are right now our closest competition in the standings, and you got to be able to find an advantage somewhere.
Absolutely. And the schedule's a little bit easier than years past. Usually you have Elora for 3 games.
Yes, and now they're in Junior A.
Right, and now they're in Junior A, so it does allow you to play Welland twice and Sarnia twice. So hopefully you can pick up some of those wins too, but these are tough.
Miles hasn't gone off yet, so it's still 5-on-5. Bowl right across the top, got 15 to work here. Sundown right over the top. Sundown looked to fire, got his pick pocketed. And that ball's still on the turf. It's gonna go, I think. Yeah, shot clock violation against Owen Sound. We'll give Orangeville the ball.
Okay, so you've used your timeout. You drew up a 5-on-5. That's fine. You know, you want a good set. You didn't really get it. So now everything you do is on the fly. So everything you work on in practice for these situations, you hope it's dialed in so that the guys can do it. You know, hopefully Orangeville maybe uses a timeout, but I highly doubt it.
Unless they score.
That's right.
And they only have 10 seconds left here to chew up for Orangeville. There's only going to be basically one more possession. As that one's saved by Plater, he'll go cruising out as it hits Hayden Hindle. As Orangeville quickly off the floor, Hindle hits McKechnie. Gives it off now. Sundown. McKechnie. Bowl. Got 15 left to work here. Bowl.
They got to engage. They got to get closer to the defense. They're standing way too far out.
Back out. Sundown missed it. Can Sundown catch the ball? No, he cannot. And that may be the game. They're going to have to get a steal here somewhere. That ball missed and was reacquired there by Orangeville. As Bull's going to have to keep it. And timeout taken by Orangeville. Every coach was throwing up the tee there. They wanted a chance to recollect here. As Plater stayed on the bench, might I add, so it was still 6-on-5. They were doubling the ball trying to get that steal. They were not rushing Plater back to the net.
Yeah, Orangeville's too quick. You got to have that double and hope that they maybe go for the empty net to get it back. You're really in a tough situation there. The best chance you have is just to maybe bait them into that long dumping. 16 seconds here, you know, they have options as well too. You know, you see teams, they'll pull the goalie so that they have 6. Probably not going to happen if Orangeville or Owen Sound keeps their goalie out. You know, you're just going to try and rag the ball back. You're not going to cross center. You're probably going to go 8 seconds on your half and then cross when you have to. So I'm going to assume he's going to circle back and try to beat the defender on the right side here.
Oh, he's going to roll it all the way around, like pinball.
And then nobody went to the ball.
And that ball is going to be picked up by Orangeville. A chance to just ice it here. Goes down. Ball still acquired by the black shirts. Wide open net. Missed the net, but does not matter. Orangeville will collect the win. 8-7 over the Owen Sound NorthStars, which means they get the revenge from the loss down in Orangeville just 2 weeks ago. And that's a big one there for the Northmen, who put themselves with their 5th win of the season, while Owen Sound are now 3-5 and are still kind of looking up at a lot of teams in the Junior B division.
Yeah, I think they're gonna, you know, have a few moments to look back at in that game and wish that they struck. They found the back of the net when they needed it. Orangeville's very happy to get that win, but I think they also know that they have a lot of work to do.
And pardon me, that's now their 6th loss of the season for the NorthStars, as their next contest will come next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, I should say, here at home. Actually, no, pardon me, this coming Saturday down in St. Catharines, and then Sunday, the Windsor Clippers come their way here to Owen Sound to play the NorthStars on the 24th. And again, a lot of home games on the back half of the schedule should usually mean a pretty good spell for this Owen Sound team, but you still got to find a way to win some of those road games, especially if you want to have any success in the postseason.
Absolutely. It's been a tough schedule so far. You know, that many games on the road does make it challenging, but when you do get home, you got to protect home floor. And tonight didn't go their way, but they did a great job and a great effort anyways. It was a great, entertaining lacrosse game. That's all we can ask for.
That it definitely was. Now we'll shoot up finally here to the broadcast with Spencer Byers and Curtis Gibbons here beside me. And again, a pretty good performance for Owen Sound all in all, but that third period, the goal scoring kind of shriveled up there at the end, and it gave Orangeville exactly what they needed to be able to come up with a big win here.
Absolutely, and great third period by that team. They came out resilient in that third period. They managed to get through that second period full of power play, penalty kill, dysfunction. They won the battle in the third. They got a power play goal that was much needed, and yeah, they really did a great job of buckling down defensively to close out that game. Owen Sound really didn't have many great chances when they needed one in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, and even with that being said, of the 7 goals, they scored 4 of them goal by way of Colton McKechnie, who now has 8 goals in his 2 home games so far this season. So a really hot start for the 09 forward.
Yeah, he's exciting to watch. I just want to see him keep driving to the net, keep in rhythm, keep looking for guys as your stick is hot, because when you start to see more pressure, guys are going to be open. When you start to feel that guys are sliding, it opens up other guys, and you just got to trust them as well. Trust that you have a hot stick, but also trust the other guys on the off floor.
I think the last guy we're going to gush about is Taylor Bennett, who again, even in the loss, was so good defensively for Owen Sound. You mentioned kind of in transition, but also on the PK. Just in the 5-on-5 was so good for Owen Sound, and it's a big reason why they've had the lead for most of the contest, just not at the end.
Absolutely. He's their motor defensively from what I've seen in the few games that I have watched. I'm excited to see his development as well as it goes throughout the season. He worked really hard out there tonight. His work ethic, his work rate is really high. I think he's going to be a really solid defender for them all season.
That he will be. I believe he has an A on his jersey for that exact reason, but that'll be here for us. Again, back are the North Stars in action on Saturday down in St. Catharines, but back here at the Bayshore on Sunday when the Windsor Clippers make their way here to the Bayshore, take on the Owen Sound Junior B North Stars. 8-7 loss here to the Northmen. For myself, Spencer Byers, and Curtis Gibbons beside me, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you on Sunday against the Clippers here on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
Welcome to the expansive region of Grey County, where we cultivate more than food. We cultivate stories, connections, and flavors, right here with our vibrant agri-food community. I'm Roger Mooking, and I'm excited to take you on this culinary adventure. From farm to table, let's gather in Grey and savor the taste of community. Down Home is a farmhouse restaurant in Markdale featuring an intimate dining experience with foraged goods and house ferments. Tell me how you discovered Grey County.
Just realizing how many incredible farms, four-season tourism, artisans, producers, so many wonderful people. You just feel drawn to that.
As much as you're procuring ingredients from local vendors and suppliers, you're actually harvesting Grey County.
We're 10 minutes from a lot of our suppliers. We have met so many creative young entrepreneurs who are doing things that are fantastic.
Secret Lands Farm is a Feast Ontario certified farm producing high-quality lamb and dairy products. Just outside of Flesherton, they have over 400 sheep.
All of our lamb is an East Frisian breed. This lamb is different because it's not gamey, it's more tender, and it's not overly fatty.
We have a small store in the farm, and we also ship our product across Canada from farm to your table.
Sophie, welcome to Rocklands Market.
Thank you so much.
I see your products all over the county. How does it feel to be able to put it in the hands of chefs and the public, and they return as customers?
They are inspiration. When people support farmers and they support local producers, it's good. It's amazing opportunity to take care of yourself and take care of the society.
Donald's Honey is an organic practicing farm producing raw honey with bees that forage on local wildflowers and sweet clover. Together, these three make a beautiful love triangle. So what's special about Grey County to you, Gabe?
I'm an outdoors person. The outdoors in this area is amazing.
There's just so much diversity up here and people and places.
Do you find yourself selling a lot to chefs directly?
We get to work with so many other businesses in one way or another. People are so connected to their producers, where their food comes from, how it's grown, ensuring they only buy local. They don't just say it, they live it up here.
What are we gonna be making here to complement this cheese board and this honey?
The unsimple garden salad.
So how do we start?
Just this beautiful green puree, some parsley out of the garden, and a little bit of borage.
Fan of herbs, big time. What's next, Doug?
Some cherry tomatoes, over some wood coals, and like a little bit of marinade, and a little bit of that honey.
Great start. What do you got next here?
Fresh ricotta.
So good. So let's see some of this more hearty veg getting on the plate, yeah?
Yeah, sure. We'll start with these like cucumbers and carrots here.
Beautiful.
Next, I'm gonna do a little bit of the vinaigrette, and then we'll lay in our fine stuff.
It looks like we're at the finishing stages and there's some ingredients left over for garnish.
Yeah, so we're just gonna quickly start putting some nice salad greens and different things in here.
Well, I love it. It's beautiful, and it's gonna work really great with this cheese board.
Definitely.
Yeah?
You can feel it. There's a lot of like amazing things to come.
It's a good county, good people. It's so friendly. We are happy.
Yeah, it just really feels like community.
It just feels like home.
Yeah.
Gather in Grey and savor the taste of community. Discover more Gather videos and learn more about Grey County at gatheringrey.ca. Welcome to Grey County, specifically the township of Southgate, where sweetness and tradition come together in perfect harmony. I'm Roger Mooking, and today we're visiting two locations, Misty Meadows and the Holstein Maple Festival. From seeing how maple syrup is made to using it in baked goods, we're here to celebrate the craftsmanship and the community spirit of Grey County. Welcome to the Holstein Maple Fest, where we savor the sweetness of Grey County. I'm Roger Mooking, and today we're celebrating the 30th anniversary. From pancake breakfast to hands-on syrup making, there's so much to experience. Let's gather in Grey and savor the sweetness of community right here at the Holstein Maple Festival. I'm here with Ray from Love Sweetness Maple Syrup. How many years have you been doing this, Ray?
This is our 30th year. We were making a small amount of maple syrup, and it brought me to the sugar bush, and I just thought it would be a great way to involve the community.
So how long have you been making maple syrup? And have you been doing that longer than the festival?
Yes, longer than the festival. We've been doing maple syrup about 40 years.
So what makes Grey County maple syrup so special?
Well, I think its location, for one thing, and it's got perfect climate for it.
Do you still love it?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ray.
Oh,
it's a pleasure speaking with you.
Very welcome.
I'm going to take a moment and explore the festival.
Enjoy.
So you've been doing this a long time. What are some of the challenges you see when you're making syrup?
Well, it all starts when we first start topping the trees. You could have buried sap lines, animal damage, tree damage.
And I understand the sap has to stay cold from when you harvest it to when you start boiling it. It wants to go off really quickly. It wants to spoil, right?
The best quality syrup comes from maintaining 5 degrees Celsius right from the tree to finished product.
So what is this contraption we see, this big silver behemoth behind us here?
No, it's called the maple syrup evaporator.
Evaporator. So how does it work exactly? So you collect syrup in these lines.
Then it comes into a central tank building.
Okay.
And then we run it through the reverse osmosis. We take about 50% of the water out before it enters into the evaporator. It's more fuel efficient and greener for the environment.
So I know it's 40 liters of sap to make 1 liter of maple syrup with sugar maples. Has there been like a season, you know, like, oh, the 1979 vintage was like that? Is there like that with maple syrup?
2 years ago in 2023 actually was really good flavor from start to finish.
Like, that's amazing, no? It's a pleasure to meet you,
Yeah,
man.
you
Thank
too.
you so much. He was so kind, he's gonna give me a bucket load of maple syrup. Welcome to Misty Meadows Market, located in the southernmost point of Gray County in the township of Southgate. Today we step back in time to experience the nostalgia of a traditional Mennonite market. From delicious baked goods made fresh daily to locally produced foods, Misty Meadows shows us a simpler way of life. Let's gather in Gray and savor the taste of tradition at Misty Meadows Market. Let's go. Now the trick to a Gray tart is you want that golden, crunchy crust with a gooey center. So what's critical is the dough. You just portion out all of the dough into your tart tray. Voila, just like that. Now we gotta take them and press them. Just like that. We have pressed butter tarts. Now we're gonna take these shells and fill them. This butter tart filling is a mixture of butter, maple syrup, brown sugar, and a little hint of vanilla. Misty Meadow butter tarts cook for 20 minutes at 375 degrees. And when they come out, just like that. Gather in Gray and savor the taste of community. Discover more Gather videos and learn more about Gray County at gatheringray.ca. Welcome to winter in Gray County, where the cold weather brings us all together. I'm Roger Mooking, and today we're exploring how this vibrant region supports local producers in the heart of winter. From cozy markets to snowy mountaintop adventures, let's gather in Gray and savor the warmth of community. The Owen Sound Farmers Market is a vibrant hub of local products, community spirit, and artisanal goods. I'm Roger Mooking, and today we're diving into the heart of this vibrant market. From fresh coffee to authentic African and fast French cuisine, the farmers market has lots to explore and taste. Tell me a little bit about the Owen Sound Farmers Market. Feels like it's been here forever.
It has been here forever. In fact, we're a producer market, so you have to either have grown it, baked it, made it, fed it, produced it in order to be here.
So roughly how many vendors, how many guests are coming through every Saturday?
We can have up to 60.
Up to 60 vendors?
During summer. During winter, we obviously don't have as much space.
And how many guests roughly, like when it's really busy in the summertime?
Peak time, 1,500 people, and we're open every Saturday year-round. And we have very dedicated market patrons. It means a lot to a lot of people.
I'm kind of jealous of your hat. Can I get one of these bags?
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
It's
Maureen.
beautiful.
I see you.
Cheers.
I'm gonna go walk around. Okay, Gilles, you're famous here in Owen Sound Farmers Market for making crepes and galettes.
Yes.
Right? So how did you get into doing that?
Well, I'm from Bretagne in France, so that's where the crepes and galettes are from.
So you're born to do this?
Yeah, I'm born to do this.
How do we start?
Okay, so we got the batter, so it's buckwheat, water, and eggs. Don't put any pressure.
Ah, the natural weight, right?
Yeah.
And how long does this take?
Just a couple minutes. It's fast French food.
Okay, so now it's like bubbling up like this. Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, but then we're gonna flip it to put the filling inside. You wanna pass me the mushroom first?
Okay. And I see some herbs in there.
Parsley.
Oh, parsley.
Parsley and some garlic.
Oh, some garlic, okay.
Old cheddar. Nice and generous.
Look at that. And then the ham?
Old-fashioned ham.
So this is the most famous galette that you make?
Yeah.
How many of these are you selling on a weekend?
A lot.
A lot. It's too many to count. All right. And then you close it up.
Yeah.
I like the little crease you do before you do the last fold.
Yeah, it's 8 to 4, right?
Man, that one is thick.
There you go.
Look at that one.
That's why, you know, why it's more popular. It's nice breakfast.
Oh, yeah. That's a hearty breakfast. That's a hearty breakfast.
You're going to find out why it's the most popular.
Why is it the most popular? Really good. Gilles, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
When you come to Owen Sound Farmers Market, check out the crepes guy. Gilles will hook you up.
Thanks.
I'm gonna take this one to go. So this is Didi's Authentic African Kitchen.
You're right.
So how long have you been here?
About a year and a half, almost 2 years.
So what kind of cuisine are you doing here? From what region of Africa? What country?
So it's mainly Ghanaian cuisine.
So what kind of stuff are you serving here?
So mostly the meat pies, and I have frozen jollof rice. It's really good. But the meat pies are the most kind of popular ones.
So can I try some of those meat pies that you have here?
Oh, certainly.
So who makes the better jollof rice, the Ghanaians or the Nigerians?
Oh, Ghanaians.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to dig into that. The local community loves it. I know I'm gonna love it too. Well, I know because I already had it before. Thank you, Ivy.
Thank you.
See you, okay?
Thank you.
Respect.
Gather in Gray and savor the taste of community. Discover more Gather videos and learn more about Gray County at gatheringgray.ca.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Welcome to the expansive region of Gray County, where we cultivate more than food. We cultivate stories, connections, and flavors, right here with our vibrant agri-food community. I'm Roger Mooking, and I'm excited to take you on this culinary adventure. From farm to table, let's gather in Gray and savor the taste of community. Down Home is a farmhouse restaurant in Markdale featuring an intimate dining experience with foraged goods and house ferments. Tell me how you discovered Gray County.
Just realizing how many incredible farms, four-season tourism, artisans, producers, so many wonderful people. You just feel drawn to that.
As much as you're procuring ingredients from local vendors and suppliers, you're actually harvesting Gray County.
We're like 10 minutes from a lot of our suppliers. We have met so many creative young entrepreneurs who are doing things that are fantastic.
Secret Lands Farm is a Feast Ontario certified farm producing high-quality lamb and dairy products. Just outside of Flesherton, they have over 400 sheep.
All of our lamb, it's an East Frisian breed. This lamb is different because it's not gamey, it's more tender, and it's not overly fatty.
We have a small store in the farm, and we also ship our product across Canada from farm to your table.
Sophie, welcome to Rocklands Market.
Thank you so much.
I see your products all over the county. How does it feel to be able to put it in the hands of chefs and the public, and they return as customers?
They are our inspiration. When people support farmers and they support local producers, it's good. It's an amazing opportunity to take care of yourself and take care of the society.
Donald's Honey is an organic practicing farm producing raw honey with bees that forage on local wildflowers and sweet clover. Together, these three make a beautiful love triangle. So what's special about Gray County to you, Gabe?
I'm an outdoors person. The outdoors in this area is amazing.
There's just so much diversity up here and people and places.
Do you find yourself selling a lot to chefs directly?
We get to work with so many other businesses in one way or another. People are so connected to their producers, where their food comes from, how it's grown, ensuring they only buy local. They don't just say it, they live it up here.
What are we gonna be making here to complement this cheese board and this honey?
The unsimple garden salad.
So how do we start?
Just this beautiful green puree, some parsley out of the garden, and a little bit of borage.
Fan of herbs, big time. What's next, Doug?
Some cherry tomatoes, over some wood coals, and like a little bit of marinade, and a little bit of that honey.
Great start. What do you got next here?
Fresh ricotta.
So good. So let's see some of this more hearty veg getting on the plate, yeah?
Yeah, sure. We'll start with these like cucumbers and carrots here.
Beautiful.
Next, I'm gonna do a little bit of the vinaigrette, and then we'll lay in our fine stuff.
It looks like we're at the finishing stages and there's some ingredients left over for garnish.
Yeah, so we're just gonna quickly start putting some nice salad greens and different things in here.
Well, I love it. It's beautiful, and it's gonna work really great with this cheese board.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You can feel it. There's a lot of like amazing things to come.
It's a good county, good people. It's so friendly. We are happy.
Yeah, it just really feels like community.
It just feels like home.
Yeah.
Gather in Gray and savor the taste of community. Discover more Gather videos and learn more about Gray County at gatheringgray.ca.
Welcome to Gray County, specifically the township of Southgate, where sweetness and tradition come together in perfect harmony. I'm Roger Mooking, and today we're visiting two locations, Misty Meadows and the Holstein Maple Festival. From seeing how maple syrup is made to using it in baked goods, we're here to celebrate the craftsmanship and the community spirit of Gray County. Welcome to the Holstein Maple Fest, where we savor the sweetness of Gray County. I'm Roger Mooking, and today we're celebrating the 30th anniversary. From pancake breakfast to hands-on syrup making, there's so much to experience. Let's gather in Gray and savor the sweetness of community right here at the Holstein Maple Festival. I'm here with Ray from Love Sweetness Maple Syrup. How many years have you been doing this, Ray?
This is our 30th year. We were making a small amount of maple syrup, and it brought me to the sugar bush, and I just thought it would be a great way to involve the community.
So how long have you been making maple syrup? And have you been doing that longer than the festival?
Yes, longer than the festival. We've been doing maple syrup about 40 years.
So what makes Gray County maple syrup so special?
Well, I think its location, for one thing, and it's got perfect climate for it.
Do you still love it?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ray.
Oh,
it's a pleasure speaking with you.
Very welcome.
I'm going to take a moment and explore the festival.
Enjoy.
So you've been doing this a long time. What are some of the challenges you see when you're making syrup?
Well, it all starts when we first start tapping the trees. You could have buried sap lines, animal damage, tree damage.
And I understand the sap has to stay cold from once you harvest it to when you start boiling it. It wants to go off really quickly. It wants to spoil, right?
The best quality syrup comes from maintaining 5 degrees Celsius right from the tree to finished product.
So what is this contraption we see, this big silver behemoth behind us here?
No, it's called the maple syrup evaporator.
Evaporator. So how does it work exactly? So you collect syrup in these lines?
And it comes into a central tank building.
Okay.
And then we run it through the reverse osmosis. We take about 50% of the water out before it enters into the evaporator. It's more fuel efficient and greener for the environment.
So I know it's 40 liters of sap to make 1 liter of maple syrup with sugar maples. Has there been like a season, you know, like, oh, the 1979 vintage was like that? Is there like that with maple syrup?
2 years ago in 2023 actually was really good flavor from start to finish.
Like, that's amazing, Doug. It's a pleasure to meet you, Ray. Thank you so much. He was so kind, he's gonna give me a bucket load of maple syrup. Welcome to Misty Meadows Market, located in the southernmost point of Gray County in the township of Southgate. Today, we step back in time to experience the nostalgia of a traditional Mennonite market. From delicious baked goods made fresh daily to locally produced foods, Misty Meadows shows us a simpler way of life. Let's gather in Gray and savor the taste of tradition at Misty Meadows Market. Let's go.
Now, the trick to a great tart is you want that golden, crunchy crust with a gooey center. So what's critical is the dough. You just portion out all of the dough into your tart tray. Voila, just like that. Now, we gotta take them and press them. Just like that. We have pressed butter tarts. Now, we're gonna take these shells and fill them. This butter tart filling is a mixture of butter, maple syrup, brown sugar, and a little hint of vanilla. Misty Meadow butter tarts cook for 20 minutes at 375 degrees. And when they come out, just like that. Gather in Gray and savor the taste of community. Discover more Gather videos and learn more about Gray County at gatheringgray.ca. Welcome to winter in Gray County, where the cold weather brings us all together. I'm Roger Mooking, and today we're exploring how this vibrant region supports local producers in the heart of winter. From cozy markets to snowy mountaintop adventures, let's gather in Gray and savor the warmth of community. The Owen Sound Farmers Market is a vibrant hub of local products, community spirit, and artisanal goods. I'm Roger Mooking, and today we're diving into the heart of this vibrant market. From fresh coffee to authentic African and fast French cuisine, the farmers market has lots to explore and taste. Tell me a little bit about the Owen Sound Farmers Market. Feels like it's been here forever.
It has been here forever. In fact, we're a producer market, so you have to either have grown it, baked it, made it, fed it, produced it in order to be here.
So roughly how many vendors, how many guests are coming through every Saturday?
We can have up to 60.
Up to 60 vendors?
During summer. During winter, we obviously don't have as much space.
And how many guests roughly, like when it's really busy in the summertime?
Peak time, 1,500 people, and we're open every Saturday year round. And we have very dedicated market patrons. It means a lot to a lot of people.
I'm kind of jealous of your hat. Can I get one of these bags?
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
It's
Maureen.
beautiful.
I see you.
Cheers.
I'm gonna go walk around. Okay, Gilles, you're famous here in Owen Sound Farmers Market for making crepes and galettes.
Yes.
Right? So how did you get into doing that?
Well, I'm from Bretagne in France, so that's where the crepes and galettes are from.
So you're born to do this?
Yeah, I'm born to do this.
How do we start?
Okay, so we got the batter, so it's buckwheat, water, and eggs. You don't put any pressure.
Ah, the natural weight, right?
Yeah.
And how long does this take?
Just a couple minutes. It's fast French food.
Okay, so now it's like bubbling up like this. Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, but then we're gonna flip it to put the filling inside. You wanna pass me the mushroom first?
Okay. And I see some herbs in there.
Parsley.
Oh, parsley.
Parsley and some garlic.
Oh, some garlic, okay.
Old cheddar. Nice and generous.
Look at that. And then the ham?
Old-fashioned ham.
So this is the most famous galette that you make?
Yeah.
How many of these are you selling on a weekend?
A lot.
A lot. It's too many to count. All right. And then you close it up.
Yeah.
I like the little crease you do before you do the last fold.
Yeah, it's 8 to 4, right?
Man, that one is thick.
There you go.
Look at that one.
That's why, you know why it's more popular. It's nice breakfast.
Oh, yeah. That's a hearty breakfast. That's a hearty breakfast.
You're going to find out why it's the most popular.
No, why is it the most popular? Mmm. Really good. Gilles?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
When you come to Owen Sound Farmers Market, check out the crepes guy. Gilles will hook you up.
Thanks.
I'm gonna take this one to go. So this is Didi's Authentic African Kitchen.
You're right.
So how long have you been here?
About a year and a half, almost 2 years.
So what kind of cuisine are you doing here? From what region of Africa? What country?
So it's mainly Ghanaian cuisine.
So what kind of stuff are you serving here?
So mostly the meat pies, and I have frozen jollof rice. It's really good. But the meat pies are the most kind of popular ones.
So can I try some of these meat pies that you have here?
Oh, certainly.
So who makes the better jollof rice, the Ghanaians or the Nigerians?
Oh, Ghanaians.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to dig into that. The local community loves it. I know I'm gonna love it too. Well, I know because I already had it before. Thank you, Ivy.
Thank you.
See you, okay?
Thank
Respect.
Gather in Gray and savor the taste of community. Discover more Gather videos and learn more about Gray County at gatheringray.ca.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
I was born and raised in Musqueam First Nation territory by my mother, who spoke Hunkaminam to me. As a child, I ceased using my mother tongue as to use any language other than English.